Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Hi.
This week brought to you by.
How long have we had that intro?
Since we started doing the video podcast, 3 years now.
It was
Are you
September of
serious?
2012, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Remember we got that and we're like, all right, well, this is just
Oh,
temp.
we didn't have that to begin with, did we?
I feel like we
It was
did.
pretty early on, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been like 3 years.
I remember we used that in like advertisement for the live stream podcast.
Yeah, okay.
That like little spinny microphone thing.
Man, 3 years.
It's a long time. It's almost exactly 3 years.
Yeah.
We should
It
maybe
was
get
like right after PAX that we started doing it.
Yeah. We should have a celebratory one.
we should make another one.
We should have a masturbatory one, I think.
Whoa.
Is it really every podcast like some form of masturbation? It's like,
Whoa.
I'm so interesting. People are going to listen to what I have to say for an hour and a half.
Guys, my mom texted me this morning. I am not allowed to talk about masturbation or poop anymore on the podcast.
So
Or at the same
fucking's
time.
okay then.
Yeah.
I like how she put
there's
those in the
someone
same
else involved-
category.
as long as there's at least one other person involved.
So you're going to talk about that orgy you had?
I guess it's fair game.
Yeah, right. It's not
Who are
masturbation.
we?
Oh, I'm Gus.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Brandon.
Thanks for joining us, Aaron.
Thank you for having me,
like having
guys.
us.
Why don't you
podcast.
thank me and Brandon?
Because y'all are normal. Y'all are regular. Aaron's like
We're normal.
I'm weird.
Aaron's like a treat. It's unusual to have Aaron.
I
Nice
agree, Gus.
haircut.
I agree.
He's a delicious treat.
nice haircut.
I want
What,
that
who, me?
haircut. Yeah.
You don't have the same hair texture though.
I've been trying to find a new look.
Barbara sent me to this hair salon. It's a great hair salon.
Barbara has my mic.
It's a nice mic. But she sent me to this hair salon, and she just booked the appointment, and I went and did it. She did not tell me how much it would be, and I was quite surprised when I went to the counter. It was
It
a
wasn't that
lot more
bad.
than I thought it was gonna be.
It's
for
pretty-
for a woman's haircut. It's or whatever you guys get,
Oh.
a trimming.
How much was it?
It was like with tip. I can't even say.
What was it before tip?
Before tip, it was $55.
That's expensive.
That's really expensive.
It's a nice place.
And with
though.
tip, it was $56.
I don't understand. Why do women get charged more for haircuts? Like, is there really like that much more work involved with a woman's haircut than a man's haircut?
I honestly think it would be the other way around.
I think so too.
Because with a girl's haircut, especially if they have long hair, you're usually just trimming it up or
Right.
like
You're just taking
fixing
length
the
off
length.
and
With guys, you need to like contour to the scalp and
Yeah.
do all this like weird magical haircut
But
shit.
how often you get a haircut?
Me?
Yeah.
I should be getting one every like 2 to 3 months,
Yes,
Oh,
for a
then it
guy, you go
spreads
by all
out.
the time. Yeah.
but,
but,
I
I
haven't
mean,
got one in a while,
women-
so my hair's kind of like.
I feel like I
flaky at
see
the
women are typically charged more than double what men pay.
Yeah,
for
my haircuts I think cost. I usually get them when I get highlights, so it's hard to know. But I think my haircuts cost about like $90.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, but how much do they charge for a woman's haircut at Supercuts?
They don't do women's haircuts, I don't think. It's Supercuts.
Really?
They just give haircut.
Chris gets
Hey, with a K.
One
It's like
haircut.
trademark of Supercuts.
I was gonna say Chris gets the
he
cheapest
gets the
haircuts in the
absolute
world.
cheapest. He
Yeah, but
goes-
that's why Chris looks like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. It looks like someone blasted his hair onto the back of his head with a cannon. They're just like, boom, and then it just was all right. All like that.
Yeah,
do
just
you all
forward.
remember the Flowbee? It was like the
The
Vacuum
device
cleaner?
Yeah,
that
it
you
was
use
like-
to cut your hair?
Yeah, it was like clippers and blades you could cut your hair with, and you attached it to a vacuum, and that's how it powered. And you would just basically vacuum your head with clippers.
Yeah.
What?
You don't.
Well, I also probably.
It was an old product. Like they stopped making it
Was
a
it
long
used for
time
girls too?
ago. I don't know.
Probably not.
Haircut with a K. That's all it gave.
How great would it be to go to an expensive salon and they just get out that vacuum cleaner thingy and they're just like,
Or like a bowl and just cut around
It
it.
could be like I want to open a hipster haircut barbershop, and that's the only two haircuts you give. You get the Flowbee or the bowl cut, and it's like
Nice.
authentic with like an actual bowl
a
that you
metal
cut around.
bowl.
And
Yeah.
like a trash bag around your arms so it catches all the hairs.
Right.
And special like mustache treatments too.
And I want
You
to
gotta
charge
do
like
that.
$95 for it. No mustache treatments.
I also I think it's $90 after tip. I think it's like 80, like 75 or 80 for my haircut.
That's too much.
$90 with a mandatory $90 tip.
Yeah.
Mm.
90.
I'm just
Also,
gonna be-
this place that I sent you, I forgot to tell you in advance. I don't understand this at all. They don't accept anything but cash tips. Like when you're filling out your credit card
Oh,
receipt,
yeah.
they don't allow you to add a tip on there. They only take cash tip.
They have a little mailbox for the tips that I
Really?
found out. Yeah, it's like
Is
a
it
little.
for each person?
Yeah,
Or-
for each person.
It's so
It's,
no one knows what you
it's
tip
like a
them.
mail slot or whatever. And so it's anonymous tipping, but I saw an old lady writing her name on it. And she was
I
like,
usually write my name because I tip well, so I want them to like me.
she was writing her name on it. I think she thought she was tipping well, but she put like $3 in or something like that. She was really elderly. And she was like, she just did such a great job on my hair. And she got out like 3 crisp ones and was like, dunk. I was like, ooh,
You
man.
could take a date to the movies, order a giant Coke, get popcorn, and still have enough money left for ice cream afterwards.
Yes.
I'm so glad the place I go to now.
She's old.
You just put the tape in the receipt,
Ethel.
or tip in the receipt, like every other place in the world, and then the person gets it. The place I went to for years, you had to walk back to the salon and then like put the money on their desk.
Oh, yeah.
And you've already said goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't say I'll be right back with your tip. You say goodbye and then you give it. And it's like the most awkward thing in the world.
I remember my mom used to do this thing at the hairdresser I used to go to in Ottawa. They usually had a different person washing your hair than the person doing your haircut. So
Yeah.
when she tipped the hairdresser, she would always give like a toonie to the person who washed your hair too.
Aw.
And she's like, "Thanks for the hair wash." It's like, sweet, $2.
Toonie. It seems like the washing the hair would be the easy job, unless you're dealing with like a really gross head.
Yeah.
So, other countries always get on the U.S. about tipping food servers and not paying waiters and waitresses enough. Do other countries also tip their hairdressers? Like Canada doesn't count because they're close enough to the
Yeah.
U.S.
Well, I know like Australia, they don't tip at all.
Right, but what about like hairdressers?
I think that's in like the same deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like,
I don't know.
I'm
What
looking for
about
Australian.
valets
I don't know why I thought there'd
too,
be an
or
Australian.
something like valets or something like that. It's,
Right.
Well, I think the theory is that people in other countries get paid enough.
Right,
that
but
they don't need tips.
But hairdressers don't fall into that same category like wait staff do in the U.S., where they have to be paid a minimum amount.
yeah.
I think. Fuck if I know. I've never worked at a hair
Well,
salon.
we're not live right now, so we can't find out.
Yeah, this is
instantly.
pre-taped thanks to because of the Labor Day holiday.
What?
Thanks for the holiday. In my day, we used to work through Labor Day.
You
Aaron-
told me this was live.
Aaron is now finding out it's not Monday night.
Aaron, we have to be careful. We have to censor you. You're too much of a wild man.
I'm a
So you mentioned. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a
back.
tangent here. Aaron mentioned valets, which made me think about a crazy story.
was
It's
valet.
it's really not that crazy. You were a valet,
I was,
So-
but continue with your story.
so maybe you can give me some insight into this. I was up in the Seattle area last week. I was there for some meetings and then for PAX, and I went and I ate at this really nice, like it was too fancy of a restaurant for me.
Yeah.
And I went there. It was really, really good food. But when I got there, I pulled up in my car, and there's a valet service because it's a fancy place. And I get out of the car, and the valet's like, "All right, we'll take your car." And he starts driving off, and I'm like, "He didn't give me a ticket." So then I go to the other valet who's standing there, and I'm like, "Are you all the actual valets?" I said, "Do I get a ticket or something?" He goes, "Oh no ticket. We'll remember you. We'll bring your car back."
what?
I was like, "All right." It's like this doesn't seem right.
This is also like a really nice
If it's a
place.
really fancy place, then they wouldn't give you a ticket because they'd be like, they'd know your name before you came out.
Probably.
Yeah.
They'd
Yeah.
be like, "Mr. Sorola, here's your, Prius or whatever," and then it's right there, and you wouldn't need a ticket
Yeah,
because
so
that would almost be offensive.
I went in, ate, and I was like, they're not going to have my car. I'm going to have to tell them which one it is. Walked out. My car was waiting for me. Engine on, doors open. By the time I
Turns
got
out
to
they
the
never
front
took
door.
it away. It just stayed there the whole
I
night.
saw them drive it off. I was like, how did they get it back?
I would forget something every day and be like, "Is this your car? If not, it's your lucky day."
Yeah.
Or not.
Or not.
My brother used to have this thing. Well, he still does this. My brother works in the service industry, and he valets every now and then, but he waits for a really, really nice car, and he does it at the really nice hotels here in town. He waits for something really nice, like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or something like that, and right before he gives the car back, he gives it a really good fart before
God.
and so as soon as they open it up, it's just this waft of fart, and the people have sent complaints to like the Driscoll and the W and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "There was an obnoxious odor in our vehicle when we got it, and we had to roll down the window and air it out for 3 blocks before it left. It lingered with the car, and every
Of course they would
time
refer to his farts as obnoxious.
obnoxious smells." And my brother Lynn. He's so proud of those things. He's like, it's his way to stick it to the man. In his weird way, is farting in really nice vehicles.
Can they get soaked in?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like that really nice leather that's still kind of absorbing
Supple.
things. It's supple,
The
like
soft leather.
calf leather, and it just absorbs those farts like I don't even know, a fart absorbing machine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Marquis. You're a writer here, right?
I am.
Yeah, you're a genius.
Thank you. That was the best thing I ever came up with.
We got to come up with a term for that, like farting in a car and handing it over to someone else.
It's like
Some like German word for that.
Farf and go. Fart and go.
Barf and go.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever had that. One time, I dropped my car off at a valet here in Austin, and So I got to the restaurant at like dusk. So I was wearing my sunglasses, and we go to lunch a lot. So you see, I keep my sunglasses like in my center console. So we get there, wear my sunglasses, and I swap them out, put my normal glasses on, leave my sunglasses in the center console. Valet takes it away. By the time I'm done eating, it's nighttime. So I come back out, get my car, take it home. Next morning, I get in my car, my sunglasses are gone. I'm like, motherfucker. And they're prescription sunglasses. I don't know why anyone would even take those. I mean, so I go down to the restaurant, like, listen, I don't know how to say this, but your valet stole my sunglasses. Like, no, he didn't. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure he did. Then they're like, no, sir, you just misplaced your sunglasses. I said, I don't put those sunglasses anywhere else.
Also, that's like a harsh thing to say to you. Like, shouldn't they be like, oh, well, let's check and ask
I have
him
something
and
to say
see.
on that, but you keep.
Yeah,
going.
then I argued with them, and they're like, oh, well, we had an outside valet company. It's not us. Like, well, let me talk to them. Eventually, they gave me a check for, like, I had just bought those sunglasses, too. They were, like, a week old. They gave me a check for the replacement valet. I had to go buy another pair. So it's just obnoxious.
Yeah, and it's like, you don't look like the guy that's going to go around scamming valet.
Yeah.
company. Like, I understand if it's
But
like,
people do
young,
that.
shady. Yeah, I know, I imagine, but...
That's why, like, valet. Like when I worked as a valet, it was one of those things. Like, no one wanted to take anything from a car because people are already looking for something to be taken.
Yeah.
And so, like, even if you don't take anything, which I rarely never took something, but even if you didn't take something, someone's going to accuse you of like, taking sunglasses. Or this one guy accused me of ruining his transmission because
Did you fart on it?
No, I didn't. That's my brother. I don't fart in vehicles.
Or at all.
I take naps in them or something. But like when I drove it back around, and the car had like 300,000 miles on it. And when I drove it back around, it just died. I mean, right there on the drive. And the guy was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Your car's a piece of shit, and it's old. What do you mean? What did I do?" And he was like, you guys are gonna have to pay for this. I'm like, no, what? And so then, the manager comes out and he's like, Aaron, what'd you do? I was like, I drove the car. I did my job. And he's like, all right, and they ended up buying his transmission and all this
Really?
stuff. Yeah, it's
He
like,
probably did that strategically. He's like, my car is on its last leg. I'm going to take it to some poor valet kid. He's going to drive it. It's going to bust.
That should totally not be the valet company's fault. Unless you like throw it from drive into reverse as you're driving or
right.
something like that.
I didn't even do a J turn into the drive or anything. I just drove it right there. I didn't do my normal stuff like donuts in the parking lot or anything. It was just a pure drive, and I still got accused. The thing is like a valet company has to fight them against. It's like a fight that they don't want to do, and they have insurance anyway, so they're like, well, we'll just pay for this one, and if it gets to be where we're using up our $50,000 retainer or whatever for the year, then yeah, we'll start fighting things. But it's easier to just go like, yeah, we'll cut you a check.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Do valets? Sorry, this is going to become the valet podcast.
Yeah.
Do valets look down? Like, let's say you're parking at like a fancy restaurant and someone drives up with like a shitty beat up 300,000 mile car. Like, are valets like, gosh, I don't want to drive that one? Like, do you look down on the people who get out of those cars?
It's not looking down. I think there's.
Or did you look down?
No, I'd never look, because I've driven shitty cars. I still drive shitty cars. And so I tip well, valets and stuff like that. It's more of a thing like you think that you may not get a good tip. You still provide the same service, or at least I did. But like you see a car like that, you're like, there's something to be said for how people take care of their vehicles or how they take care of their affairs in general. So like if it's a really dirty car and it's got, food in it and hamburgers and roaches or whatever, it's like, I'm probably not going to get $5 from this, And so, that's the only thing. But as far as like, them pulling up to Sullivan's or something and then, old beat up Chevy or whatever, it doesn't matter.
What's your stance on, how if like you're staying at a hotel and you pull up to the hotel and there's those guys outside that open the doors for you of the car? Like, I don't tip those guys because I could do that myself. I appreciate the gesture and that it's like fancy and all that stuff. But I'm not going to carry around a bunch of ones so I could tip the guy who did this for me.
Yeah, and they can get sassy. Like, I was in Vegas and a guy went to get my luggage because I had the hotel hold on to it until my flight. And at that point, normally I would have given something, but he came up to me and I was just like, you know what? You and your hotel have taken enough of my money, sir. Where I'm sorry, but I cannot give any more. And he was sassy.
Well,
he
you
was
obviously
not
didn't say that
happy.
to him, right?
No.
Okay.
No,
Say,
he was
maybe that's
big.
why he was
Internally,
sassy.
bigger than me. But I mean,
He
like,
got sassy after I talked
But I mean,
shit
it's
about
just-
him in his hotel.
grabbing the luggage, just like there's some things I can do myself. Like, have you ever just told the valet that when you valet a car, look, man, I see my car over there. I don't want to wait in this line. Can you just give me my keys and I will just go get my car and drive away?
I've never
can't do
seen my
that.
car. I've never seen like my car that close. Normally they park it like
really?
in a lot somewhere else.
Oh. No, sometimes it's close.
It's such a funny conversation. It's like, when you have your car and the valet is just off to the right
This
and
is
your
why people
car's
think we're
right
douchebags.
there.
I've never had my car valeted, so I can't really relate to you guys. Yeah.
Let's exclude Barbara from this podcast.
So you were talking about like
Thank
the
you.
bags in Vegas. One time I was staying at a hotel in Vegas, and it was the same situation where my flight wasn't until later, so I had to check my bags.
Yeah.
And I was going to pick them up later. So I took my bags. And normally, I don't know, I never know what the proper etiquette is. Like, who do you tip? Who do you not tip? So, like, I went to drop my bags off, and I always thought you tip the guy who brings you your bags, not the guy who takes your bags. So I dropped my bags off with this guy, and he's like, he's writing up the claim ticket and everything. And he gives it to me, and he goes, and so I like take a step to walk away, and he goes, hey, just so you know, I'm not the same guy who's going to go get your bags. It's be a different guy who gets your bags.
Yeah, see, they're
And
aggressive.
And I looked at him, and I was like, why is he telling me? Oh, he wants a tip.
yeah.
I was like, oh.
Did you tip him?
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh, okay.
That would piss me off.
Most of
No,
those
no.
places are tip share, I think. So that way it discourages like, people running and like being cutthroat about service, so it's like, okay, at the end of the shift, we all get the same pool of money or whatever. But that guy probably wasn't going to be on shift or something when
He was probably going to leave, yeah.
yeah, he's probably going to leave or whatever the case is. And like, also, if I were in Vegas and I was some sort of service person, I'd want to front load all my tips as much as I could, because when people are leaving Vegas, they are broke. They don't have any money. And it's
exactly.
Very true.
Have a heart.
Or they have a ton.
Or yeah.
Or they have a ton of money,
One or the
which
other.
is never the case. But,
We were supposed to go to Vegas. We should still go to Vegas.
We should still go to
We should
Vegas.
replan that
I was
trip.
thinking
Well, my next Vegas trip is scheduled around Britney.
Britney Spears.
Yeah.
She's back, right?
I was like,
she just
your
started
girl,
back
your,
up.
your
Oh
fiance's
God!
name
Every
is
time
Paula.
she starts, she like quits again. But yeah, Paul's wanted to see Britney for years, and it's just like the next time we go to Vegas, we've been in Vegas so many times, we just have to schedule it around that.
I'd like to see.
But
some
she
Britney.
takes so much time off
She's back, though.
for a week, and then she goes back on
Oh,
hiatus.
is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
She
that.
comes back for a week at a time.
I don't know. I just know that I think next week's her last weekend, and then she's taking another like month off. I mean, like, you know what? Good for her. But
I've never been to like a Britney Spears or a Taylor Swift or one of those like modern shows that. Yeah. Hold on, let me finish.
Aaron only went to concerts in the
my
1960s.
my first concert was Van Halen, I will say, and it's
and then the Beatles.
that's impossible, as you know. That was not the Beatles. Rolling Stones, yeah, but not the Beatles. Other bands, sorry, I won't point anymore. And anyway, I don't know what a modern show is like. I imagine they're fun, but like, as far as the production value and stuff, because all of the shows I've seen are like rock kind of shows. And those guys and gals kind of do their thing and they strut and whatever, but they don't have like backup dancers and
I
all
guess
this
you don't
other
count
stuff.
like South by Southwest shows in those, because like we went to see Milo Green and
Yeah, but that's not. That's like a rock kind of show. It's a rock format.
Yeah.
He means
right?
like a
Like at a
production.
a
stadium?
production.
Yeah, like a
Right.
show.
Like Britney does. I'm assuming there's like lights
Sets
and
and-
tigers
yeah.
and all sorts of stuff.
oh,
just
there
like
better be a
eating each
tiger.
other.
I'll be pissed off if I
Yeah.
go and I don't see a tiger.
Lights and tigers and.
I mean,
Britney.
Doing
Bears.
flips.
I think concerts have probably gotten better in the last 10 or 15 years, just because they had to, because that's where you make money now. You make money, touring and stuff instead of from CDs and records and everything. So I imagine like a concert now, that kind of production is just so jam packed. I sound so old right
You
now,
do.
but like a Britney Spears thing is like an event. It's not just like, Eddie Van Halen goes up there and plays guitar for 2 hours and then it's done. It's like lights and lasers
yeah,
and
but
blah,
that
blah, blah.
sounds more entertaining to me. Because if you're really
Which?
into the band,
Britney Spears?
No, the like Van Halen or something. Actually seeing a band just play and feel the music and enjoy the music, rather than like have it be a whole spectacle.
Well, it's the difference, I think, between watching a band play and a person perform.
perform. Yeah.
Right. But then it's a combination. It's a performer and it's music and it's like it's a stage production with the music that you like.
Yeah.
Because I know Brandon's really into the Britney Spears.
I'm not. I'm really not.
What?
I like how
But
you blame it
I
on
just-
Paula, but it's definitely you that wants to go to Vegas.
I just
during
hope she
Britney's
wears
tour.
the outfit.
the red one,
what
the leather
outfit?
one.
Oh, we all know. No,
No,
the
the-
baby hit me one more time.
Oh, the schoolgirl one.
School person, yeah.
Yeah, but what about the
the school person outfit.
So I mean, the thing is, though, it's just she has residency at a major strip hotel. It can't just be a good show. Like, I want tigers, I want trampolines, I want flips.
Trampolines.
What about the red leather outfit though? From
No, not a.
what was the one? What was that video with the red leather thing? It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Oops, I did it again. I knew what
Maybe.
it was. I just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
And tons of snakes.
I love. So I can never think
Love
of
snakes.
Britney Spears without thinking of that photo a few years ago when she went crazy and shaved her head, had the umbrella, and was like
I
shaking
thought you
it
meant
at
when she was
people.
like getting out of the car.
That's another photo you can't ever forget.
Famous Britney photo.
her vagine.
Apart.
I don't think I've ever seen that photo.
It was just
I
they
would
open the
not
car
pull it
door
up
and it's
on
just
the,
like
I
this.
would not pull it up on the iPad.
It's
No,
like
I'm
a
looking
beautiful
up
flower.
my photo so I can see if I can throw it up.
Look
Look up
Which photo was it?
You'll know it as soon as you see
Look
it.
up
Oh.
the shaved photo of her head, but she's superimposed on Edward Norton from American History X.
Oh, God.
Yes, that's the red leather.
Yeah, that's a good outfit.
Barbara, take note on this.
Okay. Taking note.
Where
Yeah.
do you even get that?
At the store.
I don't know. We'll
Probably
figure
a
it out,
sex
though.
store.
Now look up the one as
like
her
some type of
as
BDSM
American
stuff.
History X, where she's got the bald head and the.
And then am I
Nazi
also supposed to take
swastika.
note of that as well?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
take note of everything. Everything I say.
Fart in a car right before you get out. Only if it's fancy. That's the
Yeah.
other note you got to take.
We'll fart in the next Uber we're in.
Aaron mooned me last night from his
Oh.
apartment window.
Oh
Can
yeah.
you moon your significant other? Is that a thing?
I
Yeah,
would,
apparently.
but my
I mean, I definitely
butt's-
did last
My
night.
butt's so hairy.
Mine is too.
That's
I
annoying,
could.
isn't it?
He just moved into a new apartment. I could see his window from the street, and so I just wanted to see which window he was in. So I called him, and I'm like, "Hey, look out your window." And
There it is.
Oh God.
that's what he looked like when he looked out the window.
Oh,
And he's
poor-
like, "Hey, hold on a second." I was like, "What?" And then all of a sudden, I see two butt cheeks against the window, and he's like, "You still looking? You still down there? Can you see?"
It was beautiful, right?
And there was definitely like other students walking by that
that-
area too.
My apartment also faces the Capitol and all that stuff. It's like right there. So I mean, and it's at night. You can see the ass in the window. I was pretty proud of it because it's hard to because I had to go behind my TV and shimmy with my pants down, and then when I finally got my ass pressed against the window, I had to be on my tiptoes.
So if a cop sees that and then tries to find out who it is, can he legally ask you to show him your ass?
No, you're.
Or like if
Wait,
they
what?
get, or no if they
Excuse me, sir. I'm a police officer. I need to see your ass.
or if
No
they have a
laughing,
line,
sir.
if they have to bring somebody, to identify you, and
The
they bring
lineup?
you in the lineup, and they have you and like four other dudes show your ass.
Yeah, but do you need
is
to
that
have
a
a
thing?
plane of glass so they could smush it against it because you
Yeah.
need
Were
to
you
recreate?
smushing?
I smushed mine.
Yeah, no,
against the
he was
glass.
like doing the classic like butt against the window.
I shimmied it. I shimmied like this against. It was cold, that glass.
And then
I don't know
I,
why.
Then I started thinking, I'm a girl, obviously. As a guy, when you moon people, how do your balls not like show? Because you're leaning over, right? And so your balls would hang down.
My balls are in the front.
That's what I said. That's what I told her.
But they if you're leaning over,
No. But I assumed your legs are together because you're mooning.
They were spread a
I
little
mean,
bit.
if you're spread wide a bit, yeah, you can have like a bell happening where it's like hanging there in the middle.
guess-
To be honest, a bunch of stuff was smashed against the glass. It could have been my balls too.
Nah, balls are in the front though.
They are in the front, and they don't just easily go, in between them. But that's not how things are designed. Otherwise, your butt cheeks would be slamming against your balls.
Is
Oh.
anyone else?
Oh.
Is anyone else gonna go home tonight and try this out and figure out?
I know I will.
Ball logistics.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, well, how does it work?
I have a funny
Ball
story about the
logistics.
first
You probably
mooning
retract
I
them,
ever
too.
saw.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
just
pull
think of
back.
something cold or
The first time I was ever mooned was when I was 4 years
it
old.
works.
How do you, who moons a 4-year-old?
Here's the thing. So I had interesting
Probably wasn't
parents.
directed at him.
No, well, sort of. So in my growing up, I grew up in a lot of bar situations because my parents were like, it's the late 80s, early 90s. You still take your kid to a bar in Texas, all the time, constantly. So anyway, we went
As
to
was
this,
the style.
as was the style. So we went to this comedy club, I remember, and I was like 4 years old. It was my dad, my mom, and we're watching this comedian who was like he wasn't really great. He was very campy and like ba-da-da kind of humor. But every time he'd tell a really bad joke, a groaner, he'd put his pants down and moon the audience, and he'd just go like that with his pants, so you like saw his butt up and down. Well, my parents didn't know this, and I didn't know this, so when he pulled down his pants and started doing that, I bawled. I was just so upset. and so tearful. I mean, they had to take me out. My parents, had to sit down their
Were you
drinks,
scared?
and I didn't know it was a grown man's ass, and I don't, I think I'd seen my dad's
How
ass
old
maybe.
were you?
I was
You're
4 years
4.
old. So anyway, I go outside. I'm very upset, very upset. The comedian eventually comes out and sits down next to me, and my parents are like, "Can you say something to him?" The comedian, I'll never forget this. He says, "Don't worry, it was fake. That wasn't real. What you saw up there, that wasn't my real butt. It was a fake butt." And I was like, "It was fake?" He's like, "Yes, that wasn't real." And I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, then that's okay." And then it wasn't until I was like 13 or 14 and thinking about it later, I was like,
I like how you're still thinking about it.
because it affected me. When I was 13 or 14, I was like,
solve this puzzle.
I was like, that was a real ass. That guy did not have. There's no such thing as a fake ass.
It's weird. And 9 years from now, I'm going to be thinking the same thing about last night.
I think a fake ass would be more disturbing than a real ass.
Well, I didn't know. I thought it was a plastic covering that covered his ass, and so I was like, "Oh, that's not the real thing. That's a protective shield." You gotta understand. I was a little kid in a bar.
How'd
I didn't
they
know
get
what the
hair
hell was
onto
going
it?
on.
That's not his real ass. That's some sex doll ass.
And he
But,
cut off one of his.
That was the first mooning I ever saw.
Oh, I don't remember the first
I've
one.
never been mooned. I don't know, where do you go that this happens all the time?
I was somewhere in Fort Worth, I think, somewhere in North Texas.
I can't. I wonder what was going through that comedian's mind. Like he's doing his bit, he drops his pants, then he hears like a kid crying,
screaming.
He's like, "What the fuck? Who's out in the audience?"
Also, is that the reaction you want from your ass? To hear crying? Oh, God!
Can you describe it? What was it like?
I mean, he was a heavier guy.
Where did the
too.
man touch you?
So it was a big ass, or maybe I was really small and he was just a normal guy, and it was the ass
See, now
looked
that
big to me
makes
at the time.
sense.
This
Like,
is like
I guess my ass is so flat, and I guess flat
How
and
flat
hairy,
is it?
Real flat.
real flat.
Brandon has one of the flattest butts.
Yeah.
He has negative ass.
Yeah.
Can you have
Like,
negative?
It's concave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna go get an implant, but if someone
Get a
offers
fake
me
ass.
a butt implant,
Just get a fake butt,
Yeah.
like this guy had.
like they do like competitions for free boob jobs. I don't know if there's like a competition I can do
Wait,
for a
what?
free butt
Oh,
job.
that's true.
Yeah, there are butt implants you can get.
What are competitions for?
There's a strip
Free?
club in town that does it, right?
Yeah, there's a strip
Brando?
club in town. Yeah, they have competitions and they give away free
The
boob
thing
implants.
is, no one wants to see your ass, dude.
I'd see it with
No,
implants.
no one does.
Maybe we could start like an Indiegogo for it.
Oh, that would be awesome. What do you need for an ass?
How much? Can we look
10
up how much
grand?
does a butt implant
Let's
cost?
take guesses before they
I'm-
look it up. Let's
I
take
think
guesses.
it's gonna be 80,000.
No.
No. That's
No,
your
no,
guess.
no.
That's your guess.
Why not?
I-
What are boob implants? 20K?
4
No, a good boob is like $8,000, I think.
for
Hey.
each, or
I
No,
thought
both.
it was like closer to 20. Although maybe it's like as a
Maybe
kid
for
hearing
those
about it.
luxury boob jobs, but if you want ones to just get the job done, it's probably
it's probably
$8,000.
6 for a
They're
butt.
spherical, kinda.
they kind of are on the same plane a little bit.
I'm gonna say butt implants. I'm gonna go with 20,000.
No.
God damn it!
Don't they have the
It's like the Price is Right. You overbid on the
$1.
washing machine.
You know, they have that computer software, I think, where before you get plastic surgery, they take pictures of you and then they like Photoshop it
Yeah.
and show you what you would look like. Do you think they would
They
do that
have
with
that
my
computer
butt?
software called Photoshop.
But like from the side.
No, it's not Photoshop. I think it's something.
Really? That cheap?
How
How
much
much?
is it?
$6,500.
That's got to be
Brandon,
like.
you could afford
Is
it.
it per cheek?
It probably. I
They're-
mean,
they're
you're not
looking
gonna
it
get
up. They
one
have no
cheek.
idea.
Is that one of those over the border ass jobs?
I guess
that you
why
read
would
about?
they just sell one butt implant? That doesn't make sense. It's got to be both.
That might be like.
No,
It's
because
like
if you're-
attached in the middle.
Well, if your ass was injured in an injurious situation and you only had one cheek,
If one of
that-
your ass cheeks got blown off by an
that
explosion.
happens. Like there's been in New Orleans.
How many?
Let me see. I forgot where I was on this podcast. So in New Orleans, I heard there was this stripper there with one fake breast, and to my chagrin, it was true. A friend told me, and so she needed just one fake breast because I think she had some sort of maybe she had a mastectomy or something. Like that? Yeah. So she needed one fake one.
That's normal. But one ass cheek?
Yeah, I could
If
see
you had a
that
butt
happening a
sticking.
lot more.
Can
No,
I go to my insurance company? Because if I sit on my ass too long on like concrete, it hurts.
Just do squats.
No.
That's how Aaron got his butt.
Yeah. I didn't have to pay for mine, just in pain.
Gus, I'll split it with you. We each take one.
Hold on.
Is he looking at prices?
Bernie's texting me.
Oh no.
He's not on this podcast. Though.
He is not. He's not. There's no way he can watch
How
it right
is
now.
he
He's
watching this?
He's not in this building. We're not live streaming. How is he texting me about the podcast right now?
Did you?
Is one of you a narc?
Is it specific questions?
No.
Did you send an email to him saying that the podcast was recording today?
No.
He knows.
He knows. So sorry, I missed the last part of that conversation. What were you saying? Who said what?
I think, Brandon, were you getting at the insurance should cover your ass
Oh.
because you use it for work?
No, it's just, what if I'm sitting down for a while and, it hurts? It's like bone.
Oh.
Just sit on one of those donuts.
That's what the insurance will probably pay for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pay for a donut.
Like when you break your tailbone or something, and they give you that little inflatable
Or
donut. to
They'll
sit
get
on.
you
Yeah.
a defective whoopee cushion that doesn't deflate. It's like, here you go, sir. Just sit on this. If you ever fix it, let us know. We'll get you another one.
I love whoopee cushions.
I have a skirt that's pink suede, and every time I wear it, Aaron calls it my whoopee cushion skirt.
It looks so good. It just
And-
makes you want to go squeeze it and just.
You should tape a whoopee cushion to your butt next time you wear it, and then go out to a nice restaurant and then just sit down on it. Farts are one of those things that's universally funny. It's probably one of the first things you laugh at as a little kid, and then even as an adult or as an old person, you're still laughing at farts. I feel like there's very few things in the world that
Universal.
are universally funny from the time you start life to the time you end life.
Did anyone ever blame a fart on you growing up as a kid?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I have-
No traumatic experience.
I have a traumatic experience, and I don't know if I've told this on the podcast before, but we were in a school assembly, and it was during a moment of silence
Yes.
for it was Veterans Day or something like that. And there was a kid in front of me who was the most disgusting, annoying kid in school. He rips a huge one, and he does this thing where he turns back at me and goes, "Ew." And I was like, that was you! But I obviously couldn't say anything because we were in a moment of silence. But then everyone was looking at me. I remember that
you
for
got
the
really
rest of my life.
nervous and farted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember I had a big a bully
No.
in some school, and he was a pretty big guy, and there wasn't much I could do. But there was one point where it was just me, him, and someone else, and I was let one completely silent, and he was a really big guy. And I just remember thinking, who are they gonna think did this? That was my I got him.
How
Sticking
bad
it
did
to the man.
How bad did they beat you up after that?
Yeah. I don't remember.
He just looked off to the side. Yeah, anyway, what's next?
The best place to fart is on a plane because no one knows who did it.
That's bullshit.
It's also stinky as fuck already on a plane.
Exactly.
So nobody knows.
Just kind of blends
You know what
in.
the opposite to that is? Farting on a Greyhound bus because everyone thinks it's probably them. Everyone's just sitting there and farting the whole way. And so if they smell another fart, they're like, maybe it was me. And then they just keep going. They don't care.
Scratch their belly a little bit.
I've ridden on a Greyhound twice, and it's just a transportation machine for farts. That's all it is. You buy a ticket to transport your fart from Houston to Dallas or from Austin to Houston or wherever.
Well, those seats also are probably very absorbent.
they're
with the
extremely
farts.
absorbent. They're more absorbent than a Bentley or whatever other
Than supple
expensive
calf
fart.
leather.
Yeah,
I almost took a bus to Mexico, deep into Mexico, because I was yeah, you know what? It's better than driving. I don't have to do
Wait,
shit.
was that this last time?
Yeah. But then I was
Wow.
just I know some people are robbed and murdered on buses.
Yeah.
Is that's a thing, right?
Well, there's that.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
that
people
one
are robbed
story.
and murdered in their cars too.
Did you hear that story about what happened on a Greyhound bus? I think it was I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. There was a guy who was beheaded on a Greyhound
What?
bus. You
Was
guys
this
didn't
in
hear?
Mexico?
No, it was in Canada.
Canada?
Yeah, I think it was on the West Coast.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a guy who I was sitting next to this younger guy who was listening to his headphones, and he just started stabbing him, and then the bus stopped, and then everyone ran off obviously because they were terrified, and then apparently while everyone was off, he cut his head off. And,
Who cut whose head?
The guy who was stabbing him. The older guy cut the younger guy's
Okay.
head off,
Okay.
You think
and
it's 'cause he
held it up
farted?
in the window. It was not because he farted.
Held it
But I
up in the
remember-
window. It's like a horror
to
movie.
show everybody. Yeah, no, it was like a horror story. And I remember this because I used to take Greyhound buses every 2 weeks to go back home to Ottawa from Montreal when I was going to school there. And my parents were just like, if you want to take the train the next couple weeks, that'd be fine. I was like, it's just one incident.
Yeah.
That
guy's
guy
in
had
jail.
that guy had a bad day.
So you
Yeah, he was
had
just
a
crazy.
bad day.
I can't believe you guys hadn't heard that story. It was everywhere for
It
months.
did. It
was like
one of those sad. Was like I just gotta go past this story.
it was like the murder in Canada.
Yeah.
In the past 5 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by. No, that's an old ad. You blew it, Barbara.
Dang it.
Oh,
I just like
read.
saying that.
I shaved this
It's a
morning.
pun. You look good,
I did
Brandon.
too.
Thank you.
I couldn't remember if it was the razor that I had recently used to groom the lower Aaron, and so, but I was running out of time, so I just went with it.
How did it smell?
Color code, man.
Beautiful.
The lower Aaron.
The lower.
You only have one razor.
That's true. I do only have one razor, so the odds are pretty good.
Well, if you had Dollar Shave Club, you could have that second razor, not have to worry about it.
Thank you for informing me, Gus.
So we should mention that we are nominated for a Streamy Award for Audience Choice for Show of the Year. And voting ends on September 17th. It's all voting. So
Jeez.
if you guys go to this link that they just showed, streamies.org/vote.
It's from right to left, not left to right.
It's
Jesus. Over
backwards. Put it on, Gus.
Over here.
There you go.
Fucking
Okay,
pro.
well, you have done this
Pro.
before.
Pro.
I have not.
Over here. Over here.
That's the image. When you tweet it, tweet that image, a screenshot of Aaron.
But yeah, just include hashtag Rooster Teeth, hashtag Streamies, and the word vote in your tweet, and it'll be counted as a vote. Retweets also count. You could do 100 votes per day.
You can add hashtag Gus Rules.
If you want, yeah, that won't be discounted.
They might
Although-
make it count
It
twice.
will be discredited, but not discounted.
It's true.
They'll
yeah,
make them
so
question their taste.
We want to win. We want to beat those suckers.
Yeah, we normally.
who we respect.
I think we're very selective when we promote contests and things like that. So
Yeah.
I think this is one we want to definitely try to win. As you can tell by the fact that the banner is still there.
It'll be there the whole show. Just keep it there.
It'll be there until you vote. Oh, it's gone. I feel like I miss it now. I was getting so used to it.
So I got engaged.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, look at you.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I had no idea that you were planning to do that.
I did not tell anyone. I told Samantha Ireland. Didn't
You-
tell my parents.
You told Samantha, but not your friend Barbara.
She like sent me a Snapchat that was funny, like, oh, in San Francisco, and I was like having fun. So I was like, I took a picture of the ring, and I was like going to Monterey. So
You sound so passionate and excited about it. I'm really glad.
no, I'm just saying, it's just like I feel bad because
Took a picture
I
of
got
it.
engaged. Is what you do right now. This
Aw,
time.
that's a really nice
That
picture
is
of you
nice.
guys,
It looks
too.
professional.
thank you.
You look very
Shot
well
on
put
iPhone.
together in that picture.
That was
too.
like the 20th attempt to find a place to propose.
It was 20th attempt.
Yeah, it was hard.
Did she know it was coming?
No, she had no idea.
So what was her reaction like?
Surprised, but happy. I didn't have to talk her into it.
Did she punch you?
And I was like, no. I was like, you want to think about it for a little bit?
Wow, have some
Even you
confidence.
don't sound
Brandon.
confident.
And, I was like, it's okay. You don't have to let me know how. But so I was in a city that I've only been to once before, and I don't know like anything about it. So I was looking into places I could go, and I was like, you know what? We went to this one place. It had all these lights. It was really nice. I was like, we'll go there Saturday night. We go there, but apparently they only had those lights there because it was Christmas. So it was pretty crappy looking. So I was like, well, there's a place that's like a mile walk away. We'll go there. There's a Ferris wheel. And then we get there and there's a concert. So it's closed. And I'm like, fuck. And I was like, well, I guess we can go to her house and I can propose on the balcony. And I had to be like,
Lame.
so I messaged her parents and I was just like, abort, not proposing.
So her parents knew.
Her parents knew, yeah.
You had to ask her dad.
I had to
right?
ask her
'Cause
dad.
Her dad's like a real like man's man.
Did you bond over a glass of Merlot?
Well,
Oh no, weren't you afraid of him for a while?
I'm not afraid.
He's
I
like a
just
man's
understand
man. He's
that
like
I'm
a real like.
disappointment.
He has a mustache, right?
He's a very big, athletic,
he has a mustache.
Mexican man, and
With a mustache, right?
Things didn't start out great when I got there
Gotcha,
because
man.
Okay.
Mustache, yeah.
I got to the airport. The airline had canceled my ticket, and then finally, when they got it set up, I got to security, and my plane was about to leave 10 minutes, and it took all the courage in the world to ask to cut in line at security. And people were like really cool, and they said yes. And I was like, look, my plane is leaving. They're like, no, it's okay. I was like, no, I need you to look and verify and understand I'm not lying. So it was a big pain in the ass to get there. Finally get to her house and surprise her. She didn't know that I was coming. She was really happy. She'd been sick. And I'm just so out of it, I put my bag on the ground.
Oh no.
And we're just chilling in her, little bar area, couch and everything, and she starts to smell something burning. And she goes to her dad and says, something's burning. And I'm just in the couch. I'm like, that's not my problem. I'm just going to sit here. They can worry about that. And then her dad.
What a man you
model
are.
son-in-law.
And her dad comes in, and the smoke was coming from my computer bag.
What?
And I had put it on top of a light in the floor, but the light wasn't an LED. So when they picked up my bag, it was on fire.
Oh my God, Brandon.
And then her
Is that
dad
leather?
and
Yeah.
his friend had to put
takes a
out the
lot.
little bag fire. My laptop was in there.
Were you
and
still
the
just sitting on the
ring
couch
was
during
in
this?
there. And no,
The
I had
ring
gotten,
was in there.
I had gotten up. But yeah, no, they had to put it out after I started a fire in their house.
Wait, so they
And
put it.
said
Were you
that it
still
was
just sitting on
somebody
the
else's
couch?
problem.
Were you still?
I
Just
didn't
sitting
say
on
it
the
was something
couch?
else. The problem, I was like, hey, it's not too many cooks in the kitchen. I'm not going to get involved here. This is a problem with their house. I don't want to make things. I don't want to mess anything up. But it was my bag.
Your
that
laptop deserved to burn.
I guess it got set on fire. And so it's funny because finally, and the other moment with her dad was Sunday after I had proposed, and he came into the same bar and it was like, me, Paula, and her friends. And he went and poured a glass of wine for himself, and he was going to pour a glass of wine for me, but he saw that I had a cup of milk and some chocolate chip cookies that I was eating at the time, and he was like, okay. And then walked
He probably
out.
thinks you're such a wuss.
I know.
Does he think you're like 10 years old?
Probably, but he had no problems. He gave me his blessing. I asked him before I proposed. Because he knows I'm a good guy, and he knows
Does he?
I make his daughter happy.
He probably thinks you're harmless, is what he's
Yeah.
like. He's the man's man, and then he's like, well, he's gonna be he's fine.
He's not gonna do any
He's
harm.
not gonna. Yeah, I mean, she'll run the things. And
That's right. That's what my parents said about you.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm a man's man, and I'll grow a mustache soon. That's right.
You're obsessed with mustaches.
Because a mustache is like that. That is when you've achieved like a really thick.
Is it like a mustache independent of other facial hair?
Yes,
Why
absolutely.
Why don't you just take one of your eyebrows and like migrate it down to your lip?
That was uncalled for. Very uncalled for. And no, it has to be independent of my. It has to be Tom Selleck-esque. Okay. Is what it has to be.
Very accurate.
I grew a mustache once. I thought I was gonna look like Magnum
Oh,
PI.
we remember, Gus.
I was like,
The
oh yeah,
internet
it'll be
remembers
cool.
that
It's gonna look
mustache.
awesome. And then I grew it, and I shaved all my other facial hair off and just left it. I was like, I look absolutely ridiculous.
You look
Yeah.
like the last person someone sees when they're in a park alone at night before they get shoved into the van.
You look like Ned Flanders, is what you look like.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Oh, that's
a
not
little
bad.
bit,
Like a
but,
Mexican Ned Flanders.
but more like the van guy in the park.
You know.
There is a Mexican Ned Flanders. He was in an episode.
Which one?
It was like the Flanders family reunion when like all the Flanders are in Ned's
yeah.
backyard.
You should cosplay as that.
Is,
Or do that as your Halloween costume.
I forget what his name was.
Ned Flanderos?
Man,
Fuck, you should go right for The Simpsons.
Canadian.
Um,
I can't think of it.
yeah, and there was also British Ned Flanders. I don't remember who else. There were a few.
Good story.
I was just delaying because I could see they were bringing up the
Oh,
image.
gotcha.
you can tell they just tinted it down. The
Yeah, they
entire
just made
character.
everything else darker.
And they
Yeah.
put curly hair on him. That's you, Gus. That could be you.
Do you have the picture of me by any chance? Probably
Gus
not.
mustache.
They'll find it.
Gustache.
I'm sure it's on some criminal website somewhere.
I think someone put that. Someone made compiled that in a picture of the guy from Her, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same mustache.
Yeah, and when we did Let's Play Live, the guys who develop iDarb came down and they added it to the game to a special build for Let's Play Live, where people could use a Gus bomb.
Have you ever seen that video of these? I think it's like a bunch of college guys or something.
That's it.
God, so bad.
You want some ice cream? Come to the van. The van's just right on the street. Stop swinging. Get off the seesaw.
I can't stop looking at it.
Neither can I. Oh my god.
It's terrifying.
Um,
These guys that they filmed a scene from Her upside down, and it focused in on his forehead, and he was doing like all these like forehead movements, and it looked like it was smiling upside down. You haven't seen this?
no.
What are we talking about?
They're
She's talking
probably
about Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah,
right?
they're probably stoned out of their mind because they're all laughing like maniacs. But then you watch it too, and you're laughing like a maniac. So I don't know, it does something to you.
I haven't watched it.
I
don't
really
know what
hope
you're
that
talking about.
we could find it.
You haven't seen her?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Well, she
There it
fucking
is.
talked
There it
about it.
is.
They shot a video of
It looks like a little smiley face.
You know who that looks like? There's a
it's
there's a critic in town named.
Oh no!
Should I say it,
Yeah, say
Brandon?
it.
It looks like Harry Knowles is who it looks like because of the red
The
beard
red hair.
and just like the pallor of skin, translucent skin.
I can see that.
Oh
The blinks
God,
are so good.
man, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Would you if like someone was like for $5,000,
Yes.
would you get like what's his Kotar? What was the guy from Total Recall? You get like a little
Quattro, or
guy,
Quato.
Quato, yeah, implanted in your stomach for like a few months. Like he just needs a place to stay.
So like
5,000?
While he
pregnancy?
gets
Why
a
don't you
new
just get him an
body, yeah.
Airbnb or something? Why you gotta implant him? Oh, for $5,000.
No.
Yeah,
what
for
you're
$5,000.
No.
What?
I-
no.
$5,000
Yeah,
for several months of someone living in me?
Wow, what a
on
concept.
your stomach, yeah, on your chest.
Yeah.
We're not talking about pregnancy, you idiot. We're talking about like a sentient
Stop being
being.
selfish, Barbara.
That's like half of a butt implant. It could like pay for half of your butt.
It's more than half of a
Yeah,
butt.
that's like
What did we
almost-
say the cost
6,500.
was? Oh, only 6,500.
Yeah.
Oh, Gus, you're almost there.
Me? You're the one who wants it.
Oh, we both need it.
You both need it.
I'm just
You
bringing
both
it
could
up because
use
I don't
it.
want to. It's my subtle way of telling you.
There's got to be different softness of those implants, I imagine. You
Well,
know,
just like breast implants.
And different sizes, yeah.
different. Well, yeah, different sizes, but
Right?
like,
I'd like a C cup.
I mean,
I
you
want
get.
baseball player butt.
Oh yeah, but that's sturdy butt.
Yeah, big.
That's like, you know what I'm saying?
All
That's a
right,
baseball
calm
player
down.
butt. I almost kind of have a baseball player butt. More have like a. I don't know what I have.
It's
What
like
I
a
have,
baseball
Barbara?
player, but
Is it?
yeah.
I hate baseball, so I don't.
You
know.
have a nicer butt than any girl I know. So take that for what it is.
I'll take it.
Is his butt nicer than Chris Damaris's?
Ooh, Chris Damaris does have a nice
Chris
butt.
Damaris has
He-
a good butt.
He
His
does
is
not.
his is like more compact though.
His is feminine.
And it's probably hairless.
No, Chris's ass is
He's got an apple
extremely
bottom.
hairy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's extremely hairy. I mean, it's so because you know someone long enough. I've seen like for instance my buddies Zach Anner, Brad Anner. I've seen them naked so many times. I've seen Chris's ass many times, and it's awful. How women are attracted to it, I have no idea. But it's like
throwing one of your best friends under the bus.
here's what it is. It's like if you went to the barber shop and you collected all of those little clippings on the ground, and then you put super glue over someone's ass, and then you sprinkled all of it from above. That's his ass. You have to dig to find his ass. Not that I know that.
You
but
do. You just
no.
said.
That's so weird though because the rest of him is so hairless. He has like one chest hair.
I guess it all fell onto his ass. I don't know.
Like as he's sitting, it's all just collecting down there. Like gravity's pulling it down.
That's
He
really
has
like,
hairy legs though, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris Damaris has very hairy legs.
It's like his bottom half is Wookiee.
Yeah, it's like he like had
No, it's
like
Hobbit, right?
he developed
Or
like
Hobbits,
two
yeah.
different body types in one. It's weird.
It's like two mismatched parts.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about Chris Damaris' ass?
Because he's got a good butt. I want to know if yours was better.
but apparently it's hairy. I don't know. Hair is
This
just,
also could be propaganda because he wants his butt to be declared better.
Yeah, I am spreading a smear campaign here.
Don't say spreading
An
and
ass.
smear with ass. Don't use those words altogether. It's a bad. that's a bad
Spreading that ass smear campaign. Someone save me, please, for the love of God.
So we
Gus
went.
is just super low energy. He's just like
I'm just letting him hang
tired from
himself.
that.
Yeah,
Let's
thank
play.
you.
Yeah, we just recorded a crazy Let's Play. Probably by the time this podcast comes out, it'll have aired. We recorded a Let's Play in Capsule Force, and
I took a little Snapchat of it.
it was. Did you send it out?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
You don't know what you're playing though. I just it's 10 seconds from it.
So yeah, we have a Snapchat account now. It's Rooster Snaps,
Rooster Snaps.
and
Because Rooster Teeth was
yeah,
taken.
we at the end of it, people were. Well, I can say it because it'll be out by now. Blaine was throwing chairs like in the room. It was so passionate.
He also
there are brand new computers in there.
jumped into me
Yeah.
unknowingly, because you guys were all stationed behind two computers, but so you're all on the same side, and I stood behind you guys to watch for a few minutes, And then I guess something really exciting was happening. And Blaine jumped up and like threw his chair, started like bouncing up and down, and like threw himself into the back wall where I was standing with a cup of coffee, and it just completely covered myself.
What games made you the angriest in your life?
Capsule Force.
Really?
Why?
That much?
You guys were yelling so loud. I was trying to have a meeting with my production coordinator, and she was like trying to tell me something. I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Listen, we need to do this." And that. I was like, "I can't hear." And you guys were like, "Ah!" And chairs are being thrown and stuff like that.
It's a loud group in there, too.
I was like, this is unprofessional. Is
It was
what
rowdy.
I said.
It was rowdy.
Like, you already have Miles and Blaine, who probably are like two of the loudest people already.
Yeah.
What's like the ragiest thing you've ever done? Like, have you ever broken anything or like
No,
said
I don't,
something?
I
like,
don't understand people who get angry and break stuff. Because, like, in the end, it's like you're just breaking your own stuff.
Well, does it count? Like, there are times where I've like slammed my controller on the table. Would you consider? It's not like so much I want to break. It's just like I have to.
I wouldn't do that. Like, I feel like I'd break my table. Like, no matter how mad I
That's
get.
such a but that's so rational. Like, you've never gotten so angry,
I get angry.
but you still stop and think like, this
people
is
like
I get
nonsensical.
really angry.
I have an anger problem. No, no. I just can't see myself
Yeah, but you have
doing
like an
that.
internal anger problem.
Yeah.
And an external.
Barbara's salty today.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I just can't see myself doing that. I mean, I've seen Bernie put holes in desks before and break
Yeah,
Xbox
there's a hole in my
controllers with his
table.
hand.
Yeah,
his
Bernie's
hands?
violent.
Yeah.
Really violent.
You have something to tell us?
No, I've never seen. Bernie is always just a teddy bear.
He once, years ago, broke an original Xbox controller with his bare hands.
Because he like
Just by,
crushed
like,
it, right?
The loaf
Torquing
of
it.
bread?
Yeah, the giant with the Duke.
Whoa.
He just like torqued it, and then it just like snapped.
Wow.
But that was working, like right during that was machinima.
Yeah, but he was still that angry.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
I understand how you could get that frustrated though while you're doing machinima, because like you could be setting up a shot for hours and then one little thing fucks up and it's like you spend another couple hours resetting it.
Yeah.
And I understand how that could be really
It was
frustrating.
one of those situations.
Especially since it was like 3 of you guys
Yeah.
total, and here it's like a team of 10 people doing machinima.
I heard, so Blaine moved in underneath me, directly underneath me, and I heard him
It's like
moving
bunk
in
beds.
a few days ago, and I heard him screaming and complaining at like 3 a.m. trying to move a couch. He's just like, motherfucker, you know, because it's a huge couch. I've seen it, but like he got it wedged in between the door and he couldn't do anything with it. So it's like 3 a.m. And at first when I was sleeping, and so I live, you know, on the floor above him, directly above him. And I heard this scraping going on, and I kind of woke up, and I was like, what is that noise? What is scraping? And she just, and then, and I was like, man, some neighbor is just fucking going crazy. And then the next day, Blaine comes in here all tired. I'm like, what is your problem? He's like, moving in yesterday, and the couch got stuck in the doorway, and John Reisinger was laughing at me, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, that's what that noise was. But he was so
It's
pissed
also
off.
a really good Blaine impression too.
Yeah, so I was moving in, and blah, blah, blah.
He's so excited to mess with you, and I just imagine you were just not going to give a shit.
I'm not gonna. And plus, like, I will
like,
ruin
oh,
his
get here.
world.
Also,
so
Lynn
much.
lives there too, his brother. So it's like,
I know Lynn lives on the floor below Blaine. Like, he's sandwiched in between us.
The Marquis sandwich.
Yeah, it's a Marquis sandwich. If he tries anything, his world is done. It's
Yeah.
erased.
Can your brother fart under a door sill?
Absolutely. You're talking about
brother could
targeted
fart anywhere.
flatulence is what that's called. Targeted flatulence. He just right under the door.
Well, I need to find a new apartment. You want me to take one of the sides?
Yeah. You just get the corners or just box them in. No, it's great because my brother can, he's got a lock picking set and he can get into any doors. He's gotten in my apartment door many times. So we'll just break into Blaine's apartment and do whatever the hell we want
don't
and then
say
get
this
out.
publicly.
That's fine. I think Blaine knows it's going to happen anyway. So, yeah, why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
Well, you're not
Anyway,
going
yeah, we're
lock
going to break into Blaine's apartment probably and fuck up some shit. But he deserves it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right?
No, I'll
I
go with
think he
that.
does. I think he knew what was coming to him.
He knew you lived there.
Yeah, he did.
It was your territory. He's encroaching on you.
So are you
Yeah.
happy to be living away from your haunted neighbor?
That was whatever you heard was not right. That was not the screamings and the wailings of a woman that I had heard through the walls. You heard someone do it like cooking something.
No, I heard a woman screaming, and it was late. It was like 2 a.m, but it was coming from above you, not next to you.
Nice.
No. It's a ghost, and she lived to the side of me, and she was always yelling about insurance. And you didn't say anything about insurance,
That's not nearly as sexy.
I mean, I couldn't hear what she was saying. I heard her yelling on the phone.
I'm getting pretty turned on. I don't know about you. Did you ever see the ghost in the Congress office?
I heard people talk about it. I never saw that.
Saw it once.
That ghost is gone
You
now.
guys
In
are
the back room.
crazy.
Oh yeah, they demolished that.
Yeah, they built it.
No. Now it has a good home. It's going to be in a hotel. If you're a ghost, that's where you want to be, in a hotel.
Really?
I mean, it's just probably floating there, right? Well, what happens to a ghost whenever it's
Are
demolished?
ghosts tied to like a physical place?
I think so.
We
Like
talked
a
about
plane.
this, I think.
If not,
mean,
and
that's
you were a
Beetle-
ghost, where do you think you would haunt?
Beetlejuice rules.
If I was a ghost, where would I haunt?
Yeah.
The girls' locker room.
Oh yeah, haunt the girls' toilet right under the bowl.
Learning a lot of weird things about you.
So I've only seen girls' locker rooms in the movies, like Porky's.
I'm thinking of Porky's. Yes.
Yeah, right. Porky's. Well, I'm worried though that it's not really as sexy as it seems in movies. It's actually kind of.
You
it
think?
might be kind of.
You think they would have
gross.
lied in a movie?
I'm just saying. Do you think you would really want to do that? Do you think it would break the illusion and
They would absolutely break the
you
illusion.
kind of like part of you would die inside?
That's why it was a jokey answer.
But
Oh.
the
I
thing
thought you were
is that
serious.
girls are gross.
I was just about to say that.
Girls are grosser than guys.
the
like, we don't
girls are
admit it,
dirty,
but it-
guys are messy. No,
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 it's the other way
sorry, it's the
around.
other way around.
Girls are messy, guys are dirty.
Right, guys-
but
yeah.
when it comes to bathrooms and places like that, girls are fucking gross. Because it's not just shit and piss that could be left in a girl's bathroom. It's
Jesus,
other
Barbara.
things that you discover along the way.
Barbara's on fire.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed off. Having to be a girl and go in public bathrooms and just like, can't use that one. Can't use that one.
What, do girls just shit in toilets and not flush it?
A lot of the times,
Why?
yeah.
What is
I
the
don't
point of
know.
that?
Men's bathrooms do that too.
Shh.
I don't know if they
So
forget.
women always do that? Guys' bathrooms
Why
are
don't
perfectly
we have
clean.
couches? I'm very upset about this.
Why don't we have couches?
Yeah, like every woman's bathroom on earth has a couch. Why don't we have? Why are there no couches
We
in
don't
guys'
have-
bathrooms?
I mean, there's couches in girls' bathrooms in like really fancy places, like fancy hotels or clubs and
you're just
stuff.
saying that because you don't want me to go in the girls' bathroom here at the office. I bet
You
there's a
could.
nice couch.
That's true, though, what you're saying, Gus, about guys' bathrooms. Sometimes it's just a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
It's not even like anything. Like, women at least have a place to leave their shit in. Guys sometimes, like, it's just a trough.
Oh,
Trough's
trough.
the worst.
And if you're lucky, there's ice in there.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Wait, some men's bathrooms don't have a toilet to actually shit in?
Well,
Oh, well, like some will do this thing where there's only one toilet and everything else is troughs.
and there's no stall door.
And if there's a guy in there who's using it for a while, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no doors. Like I've told the story before on the podcast where the high school I went to, there were no stall doors at all.
Because you do drugs
What
in
if
there or
you
something.
shit?
Oh,
Just
everyone's going to watch you.
what's up?
It's like prison.
The high school I went to was basically prison. I
Yeah.
think that's a really good comparison.
Yeah.
How many fights did you have? Probably.
I did not get in any fights.
No. At your school, we had like one a week.
One a week?
Yeah.
What kind of pansy ass shit is that? We had like 10 a day. I'm not kidding. It was
Hard
like,
life.
if fights were a thing, man, like people would cut their meal cards into knives.
Jesus.
And like girls would grow their fingernails out and hole punch the middle of the fingernails. That way it had 2 points on each nail that they could like scoop flesh out of each other.
Ugh.
I once was standing next to a girl when a fight happened on her, which is the best way to say it. Someone ran up behind her, shoved her to the ground, and then 5 girls proceeded to step on her face for 5 minutes.
How
Like
did
she had like shoe marks all over her face. I was-
How are you not tougher?
I think I brought this up
What
before.
happened?
Gus was just in the library the
I
whole
avoided
time.
all that
It was
shit.
just in a ball.
God, yeah, it was bad. There was like
My
there was a shooting in my school.
Yeah, we
and
had that.
the person who brought the gun and shot didn't even get suspended. It was like, oh, you shouldn't be bringing guns to school.
Did
We're
they-
gonna take that.
Did they kill anyone?
No. They missed.
Did you hear about Dwight Howard?
They didn't get expelled?
No, they were in school the next day.
What?
I told you, I went to school in a prison.
I went to school
She
in
went-
Did
Canada.
did the school take his gun and have to have his
Her.
mom come in?
Her gun.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit.
It's like a
Maybe
big
that's
50
why she wasn't
caliber
suspended.
Desert Eagle, and she just puts it in her purse.
Did you hear Dwight Howard, the basketball player for the Houston Rockets? He brought a gun like on his carry-on item, and they found it in the airport, and they were just like, "Oh, we're gonna take that," and they let him get on the plane, no charges. A gun.
Apparently, that's a pretty common thing with like celebrities and stuff. They'll bring like big knives and guns and forget that they have them.
I think when did that happen?
like 2 days ago.
Because effective September 1st, guns are now you can now legally carry guns in airports in Texas.
What?
What?
What if you have a CHL?
Yeah.
You can't bring a
You
nail
cannot
clipper.
take it onto the plane, but you can legally carry the gun in the airport, which is probably why nothing happened to him.
Huh.
'Cause
Oh,
they-
so he just had to leave
They
it.
found it at security, and he probably just had
So
to
like
leave
if
it.
you brought your gun to the airport, you'd have to leave it at the airport. You can't take it with you.
Correct. Or you'd have to
Well-
stay on on this side of security, like you couldn't pass through.
I think though, because I have a CHL, I think you can check your gun in a bag in your
Correct.
checked luggage,
Yeah.
and you have to make sure that they know about it and they tag it and all that stuff for when you really need to take your gun places.
Well, if someone
Yeah.
sneaks down in the luggage,
No,
takes
what?
it in.
Sneaking
People-
down in the
you-
luggage,
I
man.
don't think you can really get to the checked baggage after you're boarded on the plane.
You'd have to like cut through the cabin.
They
But
did an executive decision.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But didn't we talk about this? People lie in movies. We just said that.
No.
Right. Oh.
No,
Right. I forgot
this
about
was a Seagal movie. They take things pretty
It was-
seriously.
That was not a Seagal movie.
He's gone
He's
in the
dead.
first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That angered my dad so much. And I know we're talking about an old movie, but like my dad's such a big Steven Seagal fan. He's like, yes, I'm going to go see this executive decision movie. And then he sees it not 5 minutes in, dead. Like he just
Yeah.
gets
Steven
whisked
Seagal was
off.
all over the trailers.
Yeah.
And then
He's
like,
on the poster, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on the
Probably.
poster.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
It's literally like the
20-year-old
second
movie.
scene of the movie.
Yeah. And then Kurt Russell is the hero for the rest of it. It's like
Yeah.
there's no Seagal.
and you
at
don't
all.
believe that he's dead. Like you see
I
his
know.
body flying through the sky, and you're like, "How's Seagal gonna survive
That's so
this?
weird that you say that because my dad was like,
He's probably gonna land on a boat."
my dad kept saying he's coming back. He'll show back up on the plane. I was
It
like,
was all a
Dad, it
dream."
was at 40,000 feet when he flew out. He had no parachute. He's like, no, Seagal. It's Seagal.
The
It's
plane
Seagal.
disintegrated
I know.
around
I
him.
know.
God, he has great movies. Did you ever see
You know
Dark
that movie.
Territory? Was it?
Yeah, I want to talk about
Siege?
Dark Territory. Let me read this,
All right.
and then let's talk about Dark Territory. I've got something to say about that. Want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by, I mean, normally fantasy football, we're actually going to do a draft for our own fantasy football here in the studio. Like you're stuck playing the whole season, whether or
Yeah.
not you like your team. FanDuel is just like every week, every game, you can do something
Do you
different.
think they'll have
So,
NHL?
It's not listed. Is NHL going on right now?
Starts in November.
It will be soon.
I don't know if they do that. Right
Or
now,
late
I was
October.
logging in. I logged in. I was looking through the site earlier, and they're doing NFL, MLB, and I think they do CFL as well. Oddly enough,
Oh God.
yeah.
I know you have something you want to say, but like, how well do you think I could do in a fantasy football league knowing nothing about football?
You might win.
Really?
You never know.
There's a lot of
You
chance.
let it auto draft for you. Yeah, you might win.
Like, because I mean, assuming I know nothing, which I do not know anything.
If you go simply by like most systems have like rankings.
Yeah.
If you go just by whoever's like worth the most or whoever has the most points, you probably do okay.
Really?
I mean,
It's interesting to me. Like, I'm not anti-sports or anything. I just don't follow football. It's like I always wondered if I actually played fantasy football, if I could do very well.
normally, I mean, there's some people who really get into it, and you can find like high value players, like players you pay less for, who might give you a better return.
So like a good
dollar
ROI
point-
on
right.
your player. Or
Exactly.
Whatever. Okay.
And people who really get that nitty gritty are normally really good at it. But if you play like just simply based on like player values, you probably do all right.
Huh.
I think anyway.
Maybe I'll take a look.
I think
And you'll piss a bunch of people off who take it way too
I-
seriously.
we're doing our fantasy football draft here pretty soon.
For sports ball.
Huh?
For sports ball.
Yep.
Sports ball.
That's an awesome show, by the way.
Their set is so good.
Everything about that show is good.
I'm jealous of that set.
Yeah.
want
I saw a comment
want
that
new
was-
set.
Yeah. What is this piece of crap?
Yeah.
I like the set.
No.
Yeah, it's all right.
We gotta burn this set. I want a new set by the end of the year.
I want a new couch.
Can I get a new set? No, the couch is
I want
staying.
another beer.
We're gonna build a new set around that couch.
Nah.
We're just gonna extend that couch.
It might. I mean, the couch might go missing at some point when you're rebuilding.
Missing or go on fire.
Oh yeah, that's a nice couch.
We
So
didn't
you're
talk
talking
about Dark
Let's have Brandon
Territory.
put it on a light.
Oh, I thought you want to talk about Tom Brady.
Oh, I do want to talk about Tom Brady
Okay.
also. We'll get to Tom Brady after
Dark
Under
Territory.
Siege 2.
Yeah.
I assume you guys you've seen Under Siege?
Yeah, yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen Under Siege? Okay.
No.
Awful movie.
Yeah.
They decided to make a sequel. So Under Siege takes place on a boat. Under Siege 2 takes place on a train.
Train.
And Steven
Yeah.
Seagal's the cook on the train.
Oh, God.
Casey Ryback or whatever his name is.
My favorite thing about Dark Territory is like at the end, like the climactic battle between Steven Seagal and the bad guy who I don't even remember, is you can tell they're like ramping the speed on the footage.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Steven Seagal's like, doing like a slow move, and he's like,
There's
Like
a lot of
going crazy.
slapping too. They slap each other a lot.
Yeah.
Like actually slapping. And they've got weapons and stuff, but Steven Seagal's just slapping the guy's face, and it's like, what are we watching here? And then they're doing the speed ramp, so it looks like, and it looks so silly. It's
And it's just
Well, what year is it from?
94.
no,
no,
97, I think.
96 or 97.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just
Maybe
like such
96.
lazy writers. They're like, well, what if he gets kicked off the train? Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. How's he going to get back, though? It's like, all right, well, he finds a pickup truck, and there are 2 wires. He hits the wires together, and it starts the truck, and he takes off. It's like, at what point do you think that makes any kind of sense?
movies are all
or
real.
do you think, like, fuck, this movie, like, they understand the movie's a joke anyway, so they don't fucking care.
Is Steven Seagal still practicing law enforcement somewhere?
I think so. In
Is-
Florida.
I thought it was Louisiana last time.
Oh, was it?
Or Arizona.
Did you see that thing where he was, the Soviet Union, not the Soviet Union, Russia had
year?
their like 70th anniversary celebration of the end of World War II,
Uh-huh.
and like no world leader really showed up. It was just basically Vladimir Putin and the Russian army doing marching and formations and everything. And fucking Steven Seagal was there in the crowd.
Oh, that's right. He met Vladimir, right?
so, yeah.
And said he was a really good guy or whatever he said that you don't say about Vladimir Putin.
It's weird to find the celebrities who endorse
Yeah.
non-popular world leaders, like when
thinking
Dennis
about North
Rodman
Korea?
went
Yeah.
to like North Korea.
How that fucking started, I have no idea.
Rodman's like, you guys don't understand. He's a really great guy.
Did you guys see that movie, The Interview?
I
Yeah.
never
It's
saw
pretty
it.
rough.
It was so bad.
I laughed.
I don't understand. Like, it seemed like it would be a good movie, and everyone was talking about how good it was. And then I saw it, I was like, "What am I missing?"
Do you like those guys? Like, I mean,
I
if
do.
you really
I-
like James Franco and Seth Rogen,
James
I think it's
Franco-
like you get exactly what you expect.
James Franco seemed like he did not have any lines written in that movie. They just put him on the set, and they're like, "Act,"
That's fair.
because every line that came out of his mouth is just like, "How did someone
It was
actually
horse
write
shit
this?"
is what it was.
It was just bad.
I was going to go back to some a little more current with celebrities endorsing weird people.
World
What
leaders.
wasn't Hulk Hogan wanted to run as Trump's running mate?
What?
Did I read that correctly?
Probably not.
I think Hulk Hogan said I would be his vice president.
I think it's 2015. I think we're ready for a president who's had a sex tape. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with Hulk Hogan.
He would be vice
He'd
president.
be vice
in
president.
this
Unless
scenario. I
Trump
don't know
was,
if you know how this works.
Trump was taken out, then we would have a president who had a sex tape. And oh man, I haven't seen that sex tape, but I should probably watch it later. I imagine it's awful because Hulk Hogan is so.
There's only one way to find out, Aaron.
I don't have my phone on me to look it up, but it's just got to look like a leather couch.
Hey, Aaron, it's right here.
Having. Hey, Gus.
I found it for you.
Maybe I'll just look at it now. But can you imagine Hulk Hogan? Oh man.
Yeah,
He's
it would
just
look like a leather couch
a leather couch having sex.
Now I want to watch it.
with, yeah. Now
with
I
Hulk
want to
Hogan.
Why must you make fun of me?
I have a thing for leather couches. So Under Siege 2 was 95.
95.
So you were
So,
close to the correct.
somewhere in between.
It made $50 million domestically.
Who? What?
That's not good.
It was good in 95.
No, but that movie had to cost like $60 million or something. Oh man.
Oh my God! I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah.
Seems
Or
like
it's too small.
Now Putin is, I think he's what, 5'7", 5'8", maybe something like that.
He's what,
There's
like
no way
6'4"?
that Steven Seagal's hair is dyed at all in that photo.
He looks like fucking Dracula or something.
He
Fat
does.
What's
Dracula.
up with that hairline? Can we talk about that?
What are you talking about? The widow's peak?
Yeah.
Look at that. He's got a V on his fucking forehead.
I think that may be plugs.
You
I don't
think?
know. I'm not sure, but man.
And then cut back to Aaron.
It's just like printer ink, just like
Yeah.
stained on his head.
It's like he took like that kiwi shoe polish with the brush and just like fucking went back through it.
When is Paul McCartney going to stop dyeing his hair and just let it go completely silver? Like, you ever seen Paul McCartney these days with his brown hair, his brown red hair?
Brown.
I think that's a wig.
No, it's not. Don't tell me that.
I think
Tell
it
me it's
is.
dyed. Don't tell me it's a wig.
I think it's a wig.
Really?
It looks so like, I don't know, like bouncy and like up. I don't think there's
Too
any
fluffy.
way.
It
to be
looks
his own hair.
voluminous. I'll give you that. Voluminous.
Usually you lose some volumity.
Volumosity.
Volume.
Voluminity. Yeah, you do.
Volume. with age, I think, right?
Yeah, that's why I
think
don't.
it's kinda-
That's why I don't buy it.
Your hair is still very voluminous.
Yeah,
And I'm an old fucker.
Yeah, you are.
that's not true.
Hidely ho.
What are you, 50?
45.
Oh, okay.
Really?
God, what?
I know. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I was like, I didn't think you were 45.
Sit here and drink.
Yeah.
Don't need this
Finish
shit.
it off.
Been doing this shit for 12 years.
Old man Sorola.
So we were at PAX too this weekend.
Kids, get off my lawn.
Do we want to talk about PAX at all?
Yeah, I do.
Good. I do too, Gus.
PAX was fun. I want to talk about one thing in particular about PAX. Well, yes, I do. You and I both got to do something really cool. We both got to see the HTC Vive, which is
Yeah.
like the Valve VR demo. It was like, I've been a huge skeptic when it comes to VR. I talked about this on the patch this week, which you can watch at roosterteeth.com. And so I talked about it quite a bit. So I don't want to like get into like super deep detail about it, but it worked.
Yeah.
It looked good. I feel like a lot of the other VR stuff I've used is like stuttery, or like you see the pixels, or it just looks bad. This was immersive.
It was like unreal.
What was the environment
There
like?
was
They put you through
several.
multiple ones. So like
Okay.
the first one I did, you're on a sunken ship underwater, and like you could look around and like walk around the ship and like look at everything and look over the ship like deeper into the ocean. And it's like
Wow.
you know you're in a room, but still like when you're getting to the edge of the ship, you still like are scared to look over.
The weirdest part for me was there's another demo where you are supposed to help airplanes land. You like click on them, and then like you design flight plans in the air, and then you like take them down to the runway.
Guess which one Gus's
Whoa.
favorite
It
was.
was my favorite. But as I was playing the game, like the airport's on an island in the middle of the ocean, and you're like walking around, like clicking on these planes. Subconsciously, I wasn't wanting to bump into the island. So I was like, oh, I'm having trouble reaching some of these planes. Then I realized, oh, this is all fake. I
Yeah.
can be walking
The guy
and
even had to
standing in the
tell
middle
me.
of the island.
The guy
Yeah.
running the demo for me, he's like, "You could walk through the island if you want," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Walk through. So what? You're like hovering above
It's like
the
it's like
island or
about
something?
Yeah.
waist level.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine if you're just like a detached camera.
Do we have a video?
Oh.
Is there a video of it?
I
anywhere?
don't know that there's any video of it.
I
yet.
don't
How
think
many
so.
people? Like, how sophisticated was the setup? Because when we
This
did,
was the since it was a closed demo, so it's the one person doing the demo, one person presenting the demo from their end, and then the one person with the goggles on.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
a room probably about like 15 by 15.
I
or
said
so,
it was
maybe
it
10
was
by
roughly
10.
the size of the patch set, is what I said.
Yeah,
what's
and
the
then
other? Oh, sorry.
and then you have like your goggles on, headphones, and then these two controllers too.
And that was actually the coolest part of the demo.
Yeah.
Was they put the headset on you, they put the earphones on you, and in my case they said, "Look around, what do you see?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'm in a white room." And they said, "Hold on," and then like all of a sudden I could see like two controllers, and she
And
says,
they,
"What-
like, float.
What do you see?" Yeah. She said, "Oh, I see like two controllers." She says, "Okay, go ahead and reach out and grab them." So I reached out and grabbed them. And she said, "You just grabbed something in the real world that you've never seen. Like your only frame of reference for it is in virtual reality." And I was like, "Holy fuck, she's right. I knew exactly where they were."
Yeah.
And I reached out and just grabbed them.
I mean, like, you can interpret three-dimensional space within a virtual reality.
Right. Like I don't even know what they looked like.
Yeah,
Wait,
Because
see,
in every demo, they recontextualized and were different.
because you put on the goggles before they give you those controllers, so you don't know what they look like.
I've heard that they've done demos with multiple people with the headsets on, and they've thrown one controller between them, and like they can catch it in midair. It's that precise.
whoa.
I think my favorite demo though was the painting one.
That was pretty cool.
There's one where you get like you have your two controllers and you could select colors on one like a palette, and then you dip your paintbrush from your other controller into it and you could paint, but it's 3D. So if you paint like a happy face, you could walk through it and see on the other side of where you painted. So I was just doing this like rainbow brush and going all around myself. And the guy doing the demo, he's like, "Yeah, go crazy. Go crazy.
Some Bob Ross type
put
guy.
some rainbows all around you." And I'm like, "Okay."
Make one of those happy little clouds. Just put it right at the top. there.
Apparently, I think it was Matt Peak or Spool or maybe Joel Rubin.
I think it was Joel Rubin.
Joel Rubin painted a naked woman in his demo.
And he put his arm around her.
Something I don't think I could ever do in a 3D environment. I don't think ever in my life is play one of the horror games
Oh,
I've
God.
seen.
Oh.
I don't think I could ever actually do that
I
because
can't even
Like
play it
PT?
normally.
yeah, I think it would mess me up so much psychologically because I'm already way out there. But like if I have just the demos I've seen, like there'll be like a flashing light in a hallway, like a flickering light, and then you'll see something, a figure at the far end of the hallway, and then the light will flash off, and then it'll flash on again, and then the figure's a little closer, and then it'll flash off, and then flash on again, and then the figure's really close, and then it flashes off, and then it's right in your face screaming.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like, I think that would it'd be over for
That
me.
doesn't sound fun to me.
It
Like,
do-
it just sounds like, you're just in it for the
Terrifying.
adrenaline and like the fright.
Right,
which is
because
not
like
fun.
the thing about playing games and stuff is you just kind of all right, but if you're in it, really, I just
You can't look
couldn't-
away.
Close your
couldn't do it.
eyes.
I guess you close your eyes, but it's so immersive. It's tricked your brain,
Right.
Yeah, and
which
there's
is any horror does. But
And sometimes they do other things too, like the Game of Thrones simulation. They shot air at you too.
right,
You know,
so
so if
they
it's like-
create textural.
Yeah, you have like
things
ghosts coming at you, and you like feel the air. You just like shit yourself. Like
Yeah.
someone's gonna die. Like
no, I
someone's
mean
gonna have a
that's
heart
I'm
attack.
being serious about it. I think that could really cause severe panic attacks or anxiety attacks or a heart attack. I don't know. It's so overwhelming.
dangerous, yeah.
When your nightmares can become real like that. When has that ever existed in history? Like besides real war and stuff like that. It's like, wow, this is as real as it can possibly get without actually being at a ghost. That's just I don't think humans can really deal with that
The
really well.
the Funhouse guys got to like try out the demos, I think, a little more than we did because they actually went to Valve and did that stuff. But Matt Peak was telling me that he was doing the simulation
He
where
talks.
he does. You get him in a room alone without other people. But he said that it was a simulation where the floor opened up in front of him, and he said that like he knew he was just if he just stepped forward, nothing would happen. But his brain was telling him not to, so he like couldn't walk forward without like putting his foot out and like tapping on the ground like ahead of him.
That's
It's
pretty
it's
good.
crazy how like immersive it is.
Could you imagine? I don't know how detailed your dreams are, but if you had your worst nightmare in the world and you knew every single detail, paying to have somebody program it and create it.
Nope.
No?
Yeah.
Well, what's your biggest nightmare?
I'm not gonna say.
Well, you think someone's out there going to start making the
Someone's gonna use it
simulation?
against me somehow.
So you're saying if someone programmed me running out of beer and like they put it into a machine and
Oh
like,
my God!
3D, yeah, that would be I don't know how I'd be able to cope. Again, heart attack
You'd be okay.
is what would happen.
You'll get through it.
No, never.
So are they going to sell those for like consumers?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's coming out sometime. I think they said it's coming out by the end of the year, but I think realistically it'll be like next year.
I mean, what's the application? Because I remember doing the
Porn.
Oculus Rift. Like, there's like 30 dudes who were there setting it up and making sure it's working right. Like, I can't imagine taking anything like that home and just plugging
Well, it's
it
not
in.
consumer level yet. These are still demos. They're still technical demos. It's not like packaged and ready for an end user yet.
I'm just saying, like, how possible it is to even get it to that point.
I mean, very possible, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it coming up like now?
I think every VR headset's coming out early next year. The Oculus, the Vive, the Sony Morpheus. I mean, they all, I think, have it figured out.
What are they? They are. What are they doing? Like, what's the
I
application?
mean, the one I tried out, that could be consumer easily. You just need someone to like.
I think, in
boot it up
fact,
for you.
the airplane demo, I think that's going to be a full game.
Okay.
So
You
I mean,
must be excited.
yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Crash Simulator 2016. You're just sitting in a passenger seat in the airplane, like
I want that. Can we recreate famous air disasters?
Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
God!
And I
Why
can
would
pick
you want
my
to
seat.
experience
Yes,
Oh,
that?
I
that
want
would be so
this.
good.
And you
Oh
know
my
every
God.
you know
You're
every part of it
fucked
too.
up.
Like the one engine shuts down, you look out the window, you're like, "This is gonna begin." All the other passengers are scared. You're like, "I can't
Yeah.
wait till it flips like that."
That's why
I want to see. Oh, yes! And if you could fly the plane while the disasters are happening.
You stand up, you're like, "Let me try it," and you actually cause more of it. You're like, this took too long originally. I'm gonna really nosedive it.
So
This
weird.
is why we should be paid to be like consultants, like on real planes when stuff happens, because we've seen the shit.
I want to.
Could you imagine
just
a
get
rogue?
paid to
Okay,
fly
some of the
planes.
instances of rogue pilots, where they lock the doors and stuff. If in the 3D simulator, you go up and you're like, "I'll go up," and you knock on the door, and he lets you in, and you just hang out with him while he's being a rogue pilot, so you can see from the other side of the door.
Okay, now you're being weird.
All right.
That's weird. That's
That's
the
weird. That's
line.
You've gone too
See,
far,
here's the
Aaron.
thing. I saw Gus's eyes, and he's like, "I'm gonna ask the developer to do that." Like,
That's so awesome. I love it. I want to make that game. I wanna
Yeah.
make that simulation.
yeah.
I also want to mention that I started reading The Martian due to your recommendation.
Great book.
It is so good. I'm almost done.
I've never seen Barbara read before, and like she's really eating up this book. Like, what
I don't
2-3
read- I don't
pages a day, I think, and it's I mean it's insane. And she barely asked me like what words are, like which words are which.
Yeah.
Like it's really
Well, she
you
reads
know
right
it's a
to
good
left,
book.
right? I mean, that's the big thing.
What?
She reads right to left,
Oh,
right?
I've been reading it backwards.
You were salty. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But it's, I mean, I could.
It's a good book.
You're almost through it, and you started just
Yeah.
a couple days
well,
ago.
you were
right?
asking me something, and I was like, "Oh, just after I finished this chapter," and you're like,
And I
"I've
said,
never heard
"What?"
you say that before."
I need an answer now. Put down that book.
There's very few books I get into.
I think the audiobook version for that is like 10 and a half hours long.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like a super fast read, but I mean it's
No, I mean I started reading it on
It's
the
not
plane
super
on the way
in-depth.
home from Seattle, which is a 4-hour flight, and I finished half of it.
yeah.
So, I was really into it.
Yeah, I want to read it next.
You will? I'll lend it to you. I never get it back, just like the book you lent me a while ago.
What did I? Oh, I lent you Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I still
Typical book.
have it. You gave it to me like a year ago.
Yeah, that book is so quick to read. Literally, you can read that in like 3 hours. that book.
Jeff has a DVD that I lent him 11 years ago. It's R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet.
Oh, that's such an amazing
I know.
DVD.
I haven't seen it in 11 years
God.
because someone kept my
Wait,
fucking DVD.
I try to play it
That's
for
11
people.
years old?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I try to
maybe
show people-
older.
Maybe 10, but I think it's like 11
Oh,
years old.
God.
People
I
don't
thought-
understand how brilliant that thing is.
Fucking amazing.
It's so
It's an
awesome.
opus. Is what it is.
You should get it back.
It's a
we
midget.
should-
I have his Syphil and
midget.
Ollie DVD held hostage until
It says for the trade.
until I get my R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet.
You said Sybil?
Syphil and Ollie?
Oh.
Do you not know Syphil and
I
Ollie?
thought you were talking about the show Sybil.
Anybody? Syphil and Ollie?
No, I don't know what that is.
We're talking about all the current programming. Sybil, Under Siege 2.
Syphil and Ollie was a sock
It's
puppet
right up
show.
your alley, Aaron.
What's next? Air Bud and whatever Pauly Shore movie was hot in 94.
Encino Man?
Airbud lost a leg.
What?
Who cares?
He probably already. He's also probably dead.
Probably.
By
He's
now.
definitely dead.
That movie
Yeah.
came out in what, 90?
They went through like 3 Airbuds. Then they just kept dying. That's what happened. Save me.
Now
That's
Chris.
what,
he's-
happen-
now
that's what
he-
happens to dogs. The dogs die. Thank you for bringing that up,
Now-
Aaron.
That's
Now
true.
he-
I think I bring that up every time I come on.
Now he's an air dud.
Hey.
Boo!
No, that's it. All right. I was gonna.
That
try
took me
back.
like 3 minutes to try to say.
I'm trying to. This is Syphil.
Smoke
and,
bomb.
this is Syphil and Ollie. It
Oh,
was
the
just, it was
sock
just like a
puppets.
TV show with 2 sock puppets.
Yeah.
That one, the black one, looks like the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my god, it totally does.
It does. I think that's where they got
They
inspiration.
totally stole it.
It's stolen.
Do you hear, like the Tokyo Olympics had to change their logo
Yeah, it's
because they
crazy.
realized that the guy might have just completely ripped it off from some like obscure German graphic designer.
It's extremely similar. There are like, he just basically like redoubled one of the graphics and like
Yeah.
kind of rearranged some of the elements. Have you not heard about this?
No.
It's-
No.
I think like
If
he
y'all can
didn't.
pull it up and find it, the Tokyo Olympics plagiarism.
I don't think he's admitted that, but he did acknowledge that he has like lifted other stuff that he's done from other people. So he's like, not this one, but I have kind of like stolen some stuff before.
really messed up.
Allegedly, I don't want to get sued.
Well,
You're right.
I mean, that's pretty common in design or art and stuff like that, but not like blatant just copying. You know, I mean, it happens. It's just the people who lose are the ones who get caught. You know, it happens so often. But that's such a big scale thing, such a large thing.
We saw so much Ruby stuff ripped off at Supernova when we were there.
Hmm.
We walked around the vendor floor for a little bit, and I counted at least 8 booths that had Ruby stuff they were selling.
Was Matt there?
No.
I
Fortunately not.
saw when we were at PAX, we were signing, someone brought by like some Ruby fan art that they had purchased, I think at like San Diego Comic-Con or something. And of course I'm like, it's not cool that someone's selling it. It's like, it's cool that you like the show. But it was actually a really cool
Yeah.
like concept. And I was like, so Emily was there who runs the store. So I was like, can I borrow this? I took it from the person. I was like, I showed it to Emily. I was like, we should be making this.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually a really cool idea. Then I took it back to the
I mean, the
person.
fan art's amazing, and it's really cool that people make it. But yeah, it's always that weird line of, oh, well, they're selling this and making money off of our IP, and it's just like kind of
Yeah.
awkward.
I still think I have the Iraqi DVD of
Oh, yeah.
seasons 1 through 10 of Red versus Blue.
Did
1
it-
through 10 was it? It was like 1 through
yeah.
6. Or
1
Didn't
through
you
6.
tell me that on one of our discs, I think it's season 1, there's something that's spelt wrong, but on the pirated version, they spelt it right?
Yeah. On the original DVD, there's a typo, but there's a pirated, bootleg version, basically, that
This
fixed
one.
our typo.
Yeah.
That's awfully nice of them.
Well, they put like all the movies on one disc, and like the big thing at the front was like new DVD technology that now you could fit 9 movies on one DVD.
Super high resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not.
The artwork was awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't even know what that was from.
It
I'm
was-
sure
I
they
think
just
they- it
I'm sure
was-
they just did a Google search for red versus blue and found random things.
Yeah, I think it was purchased in a market in Iraq, right? So strange.
Yeah, there was a U.S. soldier who was deployed over there and saw the bootleg DVD, so he bought it and sent it to us, and it was cool. it was interesting.
Yeah.
To see. I can't imagine like that market somewhere in Iraq where that guy's like, yes, we're gonna sell. It.
in Iran, we used to rent. I mean, I only went there twice, but in order to rent a movie, we went to a laundromat, and then they had movies that were like in the bottom of like laundry baskets that you would rent and then take home in like a bag, or I don't know. My
Like you
cousin
had to
might have
hide
put
it
it in
under
his
the
shirt.
laundry?
Yeah,
That's awesome. I thought you were going to say there was like a wall that slid back and then it was like this Blockbuster inside of it. Like an actual Blockbuster in Iran. Like that's the last Blockbuster.
there's one in Monterrey, Mexico.
Really?
Blockbuster,
They're
yeah.
still around?
Yeah. I wanted
Oh.
to go take pictures.
Is that it? Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Well, that's, yeah.
It's hard
That's-
to
that's also-
argue that.
That's also a terrible logo for the Tokyo Olympics. I mean,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just real talk here.
What is that even like? What did they intend for that to be?
I think they incorporated like the red rising sun
Yeah, the
into like a
sun.
T for Tokyo.
And then like it maybe makes an O, and there's probably every letter of Tokyo in there.
Well,
somehow.
Have
Is
you ever
it
noticed that about the Toyota logo?
yeah, that's the deal with the
Yeah.
Toyota logo.
Is it summer or winter coming up in 2020?
2020.
That'll be Summer Olympics, right? Because Summer Olympics are going to be next year, 2016, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 2020 would be Summer
Oh,
Olympics.
next year's London Olympics?
No.
Or was that like
said summer.
that already happened?
Yeah, that already happened. That was like
2012, right?
What year is this?
it might have been earlier than that. Was it?
Wait,
2020?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
It's like winter. Is it every 2 years?
Yeah.
You
2 years in Olympic and
okay,
then
I'm
4
thinking
years
of the
for
World
everyone.
Cup. That's every 4 years.
Yes. Because the Olympics used to be every 4 years. They would do summer and winter, and
Yeah.
then they broke them up.
So it's
Back in
summer.
my day, we had all our Olympics in 1 year.
Because at first I thought that was like supposed to be like a little slope, like a ski slope or something, but
Mm.
it's not.
Here, I got one more thing to read. Want to remind everyone, this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by I built a Squarespace site I didn't tell anyone about.
Really?
I
About
can
what?
talk about it now because it's been a while. But when I sold my house like a little over a year ago, I was like, I don't know, it's taking a little while to sell my house. Like, I'm gonna build a website for it. So I went in and like built a Squarespace site. I uploaded all of my like photos of my house. I
Did
took
you
my
do
own-
it as if like the house made the
That's
website?
what I was thinking.
Kind,
Like, hey guys, I'm free.
Not really. It was just like a generic like house information
Aw.
website, just so like if people like looked for
Link to its Twitter account.
the house, like they could find like pictures and information. It was really easy to use. Highly recommend it.
Is it still up?
No,
No,
it's
your
not.
house
It's
is-
gone now.
okay.
That's why I can talk about it now. I didn't want people finding
Finding
it
it.
and finding out where I
Yeah.
lived, even though I guess I was selling the house.
Still though.
It was just weird, but it was super easy. Great. Used one of the templates. Beautiful website. Easy. Few minutes. Done.
The best simple website I think I ever saw was that guy who was having a fundraiser to try and raise money so he wouldn't cook his rabbit, his pet rabbit. And he had this. Did you ever see? You saw that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's this guy who had this pet rabbit that he, had a name and had a backstory and all this stuff. And he's like, listen, I've come under hard times. I don't want to have to eat this rabbit. So to save this rabbit's life, we're having a fundraiser. I'm trying to earn.
So he was
I don't-
pressuring people to give him money so he
guy-
wouldn't kill his rabbit.
He made so much money. I
See,
can't.
I would not. Rabbits are not
That's-
nice.
that's the
Rabbits
same
are
thing-
not.
That's like robbing a bank and going in with a note saying, "If you don't give me money, I'm gonna shoot this girl." And you hold like a picture of like a little girl or
What's
something.
even worse? It's a rabbit. It's like a rabbit.
They're
like
not
people have
nice.
more
They
compassion.
are not nice, sweet creatures.
What? Well,
But
I
it's
know.
cute.
There was a rabbit. Penny the pug got bit by a rabbit as like a puppy, and like for now, like forever, she just has this big scar, which is actually good because like
Well, wild animals
know
in
she's
general,
ours.
no matter what they are usually not nice. A domesticated rabbit's probably sweet.
no, I think a rabbit's
You know
gonna.
how much money you'd make if you made a website and you said, "Listen, I'm encountering hard times. I need to make X amount, or I'm sending Penny on a little boat, like away from here." Like people would give you $100,000 immediately to save Penny, and then you'd never do anything to Penny, of course, because Penny is great. But
But
it's
that
just
rabbit
look-
sucked.
If we were all trapped and we had nothing to eat, and Penny the pug was there, I get it. I know we'd all want to eat her.
I think you'd.
I
think
just
you
want to
would-
let you. We don't have to avoid that awkward situation.
I think you would eat your fiance before you would eat the pug. And I'm just throwing that out
I was
there.
gonna say the same thing. I didn't want to be the one to break the ice on that one, but
I'll gladly break the ice. I'm like a fat penguin here. I think you would. It's pretty good, huh? I think you would eat Paula before you'd eat the pug.
I wanted to get like a little
Nice little
engagement
high five,
collar or something for Penny and be like, there you go. But that might have been a bit too
Are you
far.
marrying the pug?
Well, she's in the family.
is she gonna be part of your wedding party?
I want her to be like the little like ring
She's gonna
bearer,
be the
but
ring
she's
girl.
so dumb. She would
Just, like,
never get it.
Get a really long leash and just like tug her down the aisle,
or food. Or
Reel
so it's just
her
like,
in.
or put food down.
Just have a fishing reel and you're just like going like that. And she's like,
Yeah, just put a trail of like slices of hot dogs.
Yeah.
or
Down the
cheese or
aisle.
something. Yeah, she'll get up
The
to
flower
stage.
girl ends up eating them. No.
Gross.
That'd be so cute.
The other day I was sitting here. What were we doing? Oh, we were doing practice run for some on the spot stuff, and we were sitting right over here. We were sitting on bar stools, and there were a couple of us sitting around a circle, and John was there obviously, and Miles was there, and Miles walked up and he was drinking water out of a cup, and he sat on his bar stool and put the water glass on the ground, and then rested his feet on the bar stool like right above it. And like it was just freaking me out the whole time. We sat there for a couple minutes, and I said, "Does it not bother you that your feet are like rubbing up against that bar stool and probably just dropping everything from the bottom of
Yeah,
your
like feces
shoes
and
directly into
shit.
your water?" He goes, "Oh no, didn't think about that." Reached down, grabbed the water, and just like chugged it all.
Oh.
You probably died a little.
I
inside
died
just
a
there.
lot.
You have a
inside.
thing about shoes and feet.
Yeah.
Like you won't sign
like that,
shoes.
not like a sex thing.
No, like a phobia.
Yeah.
Can it be
thing.
both?
Why
I'm
not, though?
disgusted and aroused.
Yeah.
That's probably how they get you to conquer your phobia, though. Is like I've read that with OCD people and stuff like that. Like if you have to wash your hands or do a bunch of stuff, like they'll get you to lick a sink or get you to like touch a toilet without
Like,
washing
do
your
the
hands. Like,
extreme.
And
I've
they'll
seen that
stream it
before.
on the internet,
what?
charge people to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so what they would make you do, Gus, is just lick Miles's feet until you got all the dirt off.
And call him your
You see, I don't have a
princess.
problem, so no, I'm not gonna do that.
I disagree. I think you have to lick Miles's feet to get
Yeah,
over your.
I think it's
your
the only
problems.
way we can make this happen.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not happening. Like shoes are so dirty and gross to me. I just think about
These are
everything.
brand new.
I think about everything that's on the ground, and it's just filthy. I can't deal with that.
You know
the
what I-
bottoms of your shoes are really clean. Actually,
Well, these are new shoes.
they're white. You have whites on the bottom of your shoe.
I just got these shoes, and what you were saying though, whenever I think of a shoe and think about how dirty they are, I think of walking around in 6th Street and going to the bathroom. So like going to a bar in like Maggie Mae's or the library or whatever the case is, like it's already an inch of filth water in the bathroom, and my feet go through that. And then whenever I think about touching the bottom of it, I just think of those bars.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about all the time.
Really?
Is how dirty 6th Street is.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it Gavin who said? I think it was Gavin. He said he went to the bathroom one time while we were going swimming, and he didn't have his shoes on. He went to the bathroom and
Oh.
realized how much his piss was spraying onto his feet.
You don't realize it. As a guy, I still haven't figured out how to properly use a urinal. I don't know if you guys have, but like when you use it, you spray your feet with piss and your legs
No,
with
the
piss.
key is to hold. As you just like hold,
what?
hold, and then you just like hit it with like all the force you can.
But then there's
That's
more like
incorrect.
rebound, more
Yeah.
Isn't
splash.
it like more?
oh,
splashy?
so you're worried about that? I'm worried about like once
What?
it comes.
We're worried about what we're talking about.
No, there's other way. Like if it's not, the stream isn't strong enough. If it starts like
What,
you
you're
know,
talking
like
about pissing
splattering.
on your feet or something?
Are you
You
talking about
don't
like a
get there.
fire hose just like going all over the place?
Yeah.
Or like trickling
No,
out.
like okay, so if it's just the stream isn't, and then it's like with the opening, and it's everywhere.
God, no. That's so.
Is that not how yours works?
I have no idea what you're
We're
talking
talking about angles. We're talking about when you get to the urinal and you're taking a piss. There's no correct angle. What you
There
think?
is a correct angle.
No, there
You go
isn't.
down and to the left.
Well, I go down to the right. And it's still not the correct angle because it doesn't work every time.
Some urinals will have like stickers in them showing you like where the optimal angle
That
is.
is bullshit.
You've never seen this?
That's
Look this
bullshit.
up. Look up like urinal sticker or like urinal aim. I don't know.
You know, some guy just came in there and put that sticker. in there. It's
It's
like,
like
yeah,
for his
right
band.
here.
It's like, see my bandit.
It's on the ground.
There was one point I don't know why I didn't have shoes on, probably swimming, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, it's probably really gross underneath that urinal. So I was like, I bet I can make it like 3 feet away.
No.
And I
Yes.
nailed it.
No.
3
Because there's-
feet?
There's so much falling.
There's drippings from the arc. Like the
Well,
arc
man,
goes.
people better wear shoes.
It's so like.
Man.
and then not touch the shoes.
Oh God, you just reminded me. I threw
Being
my
a
shoes
girl's
in the washing
awesome.
machine this morning and completely forgot. Thank you.
What shoes were
Someone
they?
forget me. Remind me.
Someone forget me.
Lots of people have forgotten you, Brandon.
Oh.
I guess you guys have strong streams.
No, it's not strong. It's angles. is
Don't
what it
include
is.
me in this.
I've definitely.
Do you think? Okay, maybe slightly inappropriate conversation. We can cut this if need be
Yes.
because we're not live. Do you think, volume-wise, that women pee faster than men? Like, if you had like, I don't know, a pint container, and you told a man and you told a woman, fill this with piss, who could do it faster?
I think
Huh.
it's equal.
I don't know,
It
man.
depends on urethras, doesn't
Right.
it?
I had a girlfriend who like, she went into the bathroom so fast, and I was like, "Do you wash your hands?" And she's like, "Yeah," and I believed her. So I just don't know if she like got there. This ex-girlfriend, not gonna go. Yeah, just like,
I would
just
think-
like shot it all out.
I would
like,
think girls would pee faster
I think so too.
Yeah.
because there's less distance to travel from your bladder to the opening.
Huh? But you've got to do all that. You got to lift the seat, and you've got to use
I
the
think we're
toilet
just talking
paper.
about just the act of
Yeah, just
urine being released into the toilet.
Oh,
Yeah, just
I thought you were
expelling
talking
urine
about
from the body.
total experience.
No. Just like who could in a race, who could fill the container faster?
Oh,
You have to take toilet paper and put it on the seat, and then
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
Unbuckle
because like
your
with the
pants.
guys, like,
I typed who pees into Google because I type who pees faster, men or women.
Uh-huh.
First autocomplete, who pees on Drake?
Oh, so, hey, weren't you saying something about R. Kelly? You have a CD missing?
Who pees on Monica and Friends?
I don't.
so do you think if it's like you took like a
was
liter
Chandler.
of Coke and put it upside down and just open the cap, and it's just like that's just falls out?
But I've.
the opening is wide
When
on
women
the
pee,
Coke
it
bottle.
doesn't sound like a, and then it's done. It sounds like when a guy is peeing, right? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then why would it be more? I
Well,
don't
sometimes-
understand.
What do you mean more? More pee?
Like quicker or
Greater volume.
greater volume. Is what I meant to say.
Greater volume? I don't know.
You're
Maybe.
talking about blood. What is that?
Oh, is this the sticker?
That's a lie. I've never seen that sticker.
You've never seen
before.
that? Yeah, like they'll put like a bug or something that you aim at.
No, that's
That-
one of those
Isn't that
stickers.
just for fun?
That is not a normal North American urinal shape, but that's the idea.
Urinal.
That's one of those stickers that says drugs are sold here. That's not over here.
Would you ask?
If you lick that bee, you get really
Yeah,
high.
that's LSD.
Would you add if instead of a bee it was a face?
There's man, what bar is that in Austin where it's just a big open mouth that you pee into?
Interesting.
Is it the aquarium?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a mouth that's open like that, and it's
Well, there's a bar where the urinals are in front of like a one-way mirror.
That's
that's the
definitely the
aquarium.
aquarium.
That's
yeah,
the
and you just
aquarium.
look at people.
That's
really
satisfying
weird.
when you're doing that because you're like, I'm peeing and they can't tell anything. But sometimes, and I've done this before, you go up to the one-way mirror and you know where the bottom of the urinal is, and you just look. You can't see anything, but you know the person on the other side of the mirror is like, this guy's looking at my dick.
Yeah. That would be
Give him a
super
wink.
weird.
Yeah, just or you're just disappointed.
Take out your phone, just like
Yeah.
I saw a
Like-
picture. This is like something that was circulating on Reddit a long time ago, but it's this line of urinals where there's a woman behind each urinal, like going like, or like pointing or something. And it's just like, God, I would never want to use one of those because it's like they're making fun of you.
Is
in
it
the
real
pictures.
women or the pictures?
Pictures of real women.
No, there's real women in the back.
I'm
pointing
talking
at
about the
you.
one-way mirrors. And if they had a woman strategically placed behind each mirror, looking down, like this.
That would encourage you.
What?
Would that encourage you?
No, I don't want anyone staring at me peeing. I don't want anyone to see that.
Yeah.
That's not.
You get like some performance anxiety.
That.
Here,
Look at
that's
that.
the one. This is what I'm talking about.
That's a little. That's too
Those
Like,
are
much.
would that
also
be
weird urinals. Where are these
intimidating?
people?
I assume that's in Europe
Looks
somewhere.
like an ice cream cone. So weird.
There are some bathrooms in Austin where it's just a bunch of like naked pictures of women in the guy's restroom, and like it's just a wall of it above the urinals.
Is
And,
it a
like,
bar?
There's a few bars like that.
I don't want that.
Why would you? Why do you
That's
put that? It's
terrible.
weird.
Also, like, yeah, what's the purpose
Because it gets
of
really
that?
awkward when you're like peeing there and then you're finished peeing and you're still staring at it, and like everyone else is leaving the urinal and you're just sitting there with nothing to do, but you have to. You're staring, and so
I thought you were gonna say it's really awkward when you're finished peeing and all of a sudden you get a boner, and then you have to stay there.
always have the boner.
Dude, is it possible to use one of those astronaut pee hoses, like not in zero gravity? Like if I bought one, could I use it? Or does it only work if your urine is...
You talking about the vacuum cleaner ones?
Yeah, like when you're in space, you just got a hose and you just pee in a hose, right? There's not a hole in the wall. You don't go in the hole.
Just buy a Floby
Yeah, just
and attach it to the end of your
Full
dick.
circle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that seems like, I mean, I get that for the house.
Something that has suction in it that you just...
It's just like, then you one and done.
One and done.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Like in the
yeah,
space
I know what
station?
you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just refusing to acknowledge it.
Smart move.
All right. Well, we got to wrap up. It's time to go.
Oh.
Smart.
Birdie's not here,
Have
so
a
we can
happy
actually wrap up.
Labor Day, everybody.
Hope you guys had a good Labor Day. It's over now.
All right.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Vote for us in the streamies. Love
Vote
you.
in the streamies. Bye.
Kisses.